I can't even find you guys on YouTube, dog.
You're retweeting it, didn't you? They replied to it.
Just put community.
I found it.
I want to see if
All right.
people talking shit or not.
All right, we're going live. We're live. Hey, pónganse cara guapos. Todos guapos. I'll send it to you right now.
Yeah, baby.
I'll send it to you right now.
I'm
Buenas noches, and welcome to another. Oh no, wait, this is not wrong podcast. This is not Mondays. My bad, wrong one. Wrong one, boys.
Te dije que hubiéramos traído algo con más dinero, hubiéramos agarrado algo mejor.
Now, the only reason I'm here is porque como llegó el Steamy, me pudieron traer una noche. So that's the only reason I'm here.
All right, we live.
What up, little Apple? What up, SpongeBob? Oh, Apple Bookie, never mind. Hey, what's up, Manny? Les damos unos minutos para que entren todos. So everybody comes in and then we get kicked off.
Yep.
Or you want to kick off right away?
I'm down with that. Give them a minute or so, and then
give them a
get this shit going.
Yeah. See, Sponge, you gotta chill, dog. You gotta chill.
We're ready, baby. At 9:17, we'll hit this go.
Yeah, all right. We got a couple million. We got
Mientras tanto, compórtense que este es un programa serio.
Es un programa de familiar, eh?
Oh, familiar, eh? I gotta go, dog. With that being said, it's another episode of Community G. Tune into the after party with Sugar's Raw.
Yeah, that shit goes crazy.
5 in the morning.
No, it's a noche, no.
No, nothing until 5 in the morning no more. People fall asleep and leave the.
I wish I would have fell asleep.
No, we live already? We are live.
Yeah, we are. We're live. We're just giving it a minute.
All right. Give it a minute. All right. Welcome to another episode of Community. Manny, I'm here with Chapin, with our guests, Rudy, and Jesse from Straight from the Stands and Straight from the Stands Pro Clubs. Kevin cannot be with us today because he is getting ready to get married tomorrow. So congratulations, Kevin.
Big shout out.
Do it, Kevin.
Cheers, man. Rest in peace. I mean, felicitaciones. My bad.
Congratulations, Kevin.
He's right now at church practicing.
Yep.
La entrada de Chayanne está practicando ahorita.
Tiempo de dar 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What that mean? Leave Kevin alone. Leave Kevin alone. That's my brother.
The after party might have Chapin strip, so we're gonna say this. So if you guys want that stream, ahí está.
El cara lindo, vamos.
How you guys doing? Rudy, Jesse, how you guys doing? Chapin, Rudy, how you doing, Papa?
I get a chance to be in Community again. Shit, I'm here. I'm good. It's good. It's a good day. I'm not even tripping.
But this is not even tripping. Straight from the stands, straight from the stands, right?
Right there. Right. I'm straight from the stands, 15 Pro Clubs, the whole thing.
All right.
You know what I mean?
How you doing, Jesse? How's everything, Papa?
Good, man. I'm good. Hanging out right here with you guys with my PS5 team and my Xbox team now.
Let's go.
Está feliz cuando estás a mi lado, va a ser otro.
¿Cómo estás, chavo Chivi? ¿Cómo estamos? ¿Cómo estás, Chapín? ¿Todo bien?
Bien, loco. Sí, todo bien, gracias a Dios. Aquí nomás un programa más y ahorita ya tenemos a Rudy y a Jesse. Thanks, guys, for coming.
All right, so since we know a little bit about Rudy, let's talk to Jesse. Hey, Jesse, so let us know a little bit about yourself and how did you become a Galaxy fan?
I have a crazy story because I didn't grow up liking soccer, and like people always trip out when I tell them.
Okay, guys, there's another episode of Community.
There you go.
Yeah, hey, bro, we told you to bring somebody that likes soccer, dog.
I like soccer.
Listen, I didn't know you were gonna start with the hard questions. I didn't know you were gonna start with the hard questions first.
So it was funny. Back in some of my boys that I grew up with, Angel and George, they were best friends with my cousin growing up. Like, so I used to pick. I know them since they were little kids. And they always used to tell me, like, hey, come through the soccer games. I'm like, the fuck am I going to watch soccer for? Like, not knowing, like, the whole vibe, like, the experience that they had. So I remember they went to South Lake one time, and they told me, like, the story, like, my best friend Marvin, they all went up, like, in a van or something. Rudy, you were on that trip, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, and the stories that came back from that trip of them going to South Lake were fucking, like, unbelievable shit. Like,
I think we heard that shit story.
Listen, I don't even know if it's unbelievable. It's more like terrifying. If you
well,
ask
for me,
me, but
they're
whatever.
unbelievable at the point, right?
Hey, so let me ask you guys something. So, ¿ya se conocen desde mucho tiempo?
Well, no, I didn't know Rudy yet. I knew Angel and George from like growing up together, and then
the fool still haven't grown up, fool.
no, fuck Angel's still fucking growing up. So I remember then talking about that Salt Lake trip and a lot of stuff that happened on that trip. I'm like, oh shit, that sounds kind of dope. And my boy Marvin, he moved to Texas now. So that's one of the best homies.
Rest in
Like,
peace.
yeah, come through. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to go. And then they won the championship. And then he's like, and then opening day happened 2013, and they're like, come through. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll go check it out. And I went, and that shit's like a fucking party. I sat in ACB, that shit was fucking packed. Some ACB members were about to fight each other and shit. Shout out Chip there and shit. And they're like, and I'm like, oh shit, this shit is actually dope. Like there's a picture of me, the first game I ever been to, well, with ACB at least. And I'm sitting down, and everybody's standing next to me, and I'm the only one sitting down trying to protect my beers and shit because they're like fucking $10 each or whatever.
Back in the days, yep.
So
Back in the day,
when they were cheap. When they were cheap.
Yeah, when they were cheap. And then from there on, like I fell in love, like the people that I met, like even from that going to Bananas, we used to have our own bar back then.
Yeah.
Bananas, it was at the Smadre, like, and then eventually I started like bringing my family, my daughter, my girl, and like it just grew from there. Like these people, like even like Rudy, like everybody became very close, especially from like, traveling to like random places, and like I just fell in love with it, and like to this, and like right now, like I would say like when it comes down to sports, like I would say that Galaxy is like my priority over everything, right? So I didn't grow up watching the Mexican League or European soccer or anything. Like my love has always been the Galaxy since day one. Well, since 2013, which is
Since
like
2013, I was gonna say,
since day one in 2013,
right? Like I didn't
January
have no
1st,
other influence.
2013. That's it, baby.
It was all ACB and that was all Galaxy for me from the beginning, and that's where the love for it came from. And
So
now
you're part of ACB?
Yeah, so being part of ACB now, like I finally felt like I got through enough and learned a lot that I'm actually ran for the board this year, and I'm actually part of ACB leadership with Rudy.
Hey, you had to take a shot. It's getting tongue right there.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Teary eye right now. That's what it is.
Like
you and Manny take a shot.
No,
listen.
Hey, go ahead. I was gonna say, what was your first time ever meeting Jesse, Rudy?
I'm pretty sure I met him in his first game, right? Because he comes to a game with a lot of people I was hanging out with already. So I'm pretty sure I met him first game. But
so you knew Angel and George already?
Yeah. So like Angel and George came through. They came in via one of my friend's brother, right? So it's Crazy brother, like Crazy brother Javi. He was brought Angel by George. So it's an entanglement, right? Everybody knows each other because of somebody they know. But Jesse's story is exactly like why I love like the Galaxy, why I love ACB in particular, right? It's because of that. Like for me, it's easy. I watched soccer like my whole entire life. Right? Like I remember a time where I didn't watch soccer, right? Like soccer, I know soccer my whole life, so it's easy for me to fall in love with it. But somebody like Jesse, who not really, didn't have like the family to grow up watch soccer like that, or wasn't just interested in the sport, to fall in love with it, like because of like the atmospheres, because of the community, like that's the goal for every single person who goes to the first time to a game, sits with an SG. That's the fucking goal, is for them to become Jesse, from like not even like the sport to become leadership of to ACB.
Yeah,
that's the fucking
totally
goal.
agree with that, because even like my girl, she was never into soccer at all. Like she was into baseball. We will go to watch opening day. That was our routine. Opening day, Dodger Stadium, right? Ever since we started dating, that was our thing. Opening day, Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Once I start getting into soccer, she will go with me to the games. But once I start getting more into like involved, she caught herself. I think I went to Houston, and she's like, I'm over here painting, watching the game, doing that. Like I never thought I'd be this invested into the game.
Yeah.
I am now. She's like, you know what I mean? We don't even follow the Dodgers that much no more. We follow them, you get me right, but not the same passion no more. I think passion changed. And even she says like I love this team. Now I want them to win. It hurts me when they don't win. Someone like, so I converting people into loving the sport based on the atmosphere, based on the people you get to meet. That's a different dynamic than to a person like that knows the sport, grows up with the sport, you know what I mean, that plays the sport. But either way, it's all the same love.
But and I've seen cases where like you grew up with a sport, but you watch like Barcelona or Real Madrid, right? Two examples right there, your whole life, and you consider yourself a Madridista, you consider yourself a Barcelonista, whatever it is, and you're diehard, and the only thing you watch and everything you care about is them. And then you go to a couple games with the SG, right? Particularly that I know the ACB because that's where as I'm at. So you go to a couple games with ACB, and then you start liking them, right? So now you pay attention to the Galaxy, and you're still Madridista, right? But you keep coming to games, and sooner or later, you realize like Madrid lost, but I don't give a shit because at 4 p.m. the Galaxy plays. You know what I mean? Like it is that switch that happens, right? Yeah. And I know difference. I know countless of.
Yeah, I used to go watch Barcelona versus Real Madrid, the Clásicos. Our house was divided based on that, right? And we'll go have barbecue and stuff like that. That was like prior to ever going to Galaxy games. Now, we don't even know when the Classics go happening. We're like, fuck, I go fuck.
Yeah.
Is it a viewing party? Is it a game day? What are we doing? Because it's Galaxy weekend. That's what we're looking for. It's Galaxy weekend, Saturday or Sunday.
Exactly.
We're doing something, not caring about any other sport.
Yeah, listen, I only care about European teams during the off season. During the off season, I'm invested. But like right now, like the last couple of weeks, I've been so like trying to cut up in like what's going on with the G's and this that. Like it's secondary. You know what I mean? It already became secondary. It just is that switch for me.
Pasa en la división allá de Guatemala nomás.
Ay, pero arriba los rojos, pues. Arriba los rojos.
Puro rojo, loco.
Arriba los rojos, pues.
Puro sushi. Hey, Jesse is on my side. Jesse's on my side.
Puro sushi, Jesse. Puro sushi.
Hey, Rudy, vos tenés ya mucho tiempo perteneciendo a ACB, right? Ahora sos el presidente de ACB, so ¿cómo desempeñas ese papel? Like, it's hard for you to get president?
Yeah. Porque son varias cosas, no? Like I remember when I came into ACB, it was a different group. I knew every single person in ACB, right? Every single person la conocía yo, right? Because we're a small group. And now we're talking about Section 121, Section 122, right? And the whole goal for me is like to have the feeling Jesse has, to have the feeling I have. How do I get that to all our members, right? And it's hard for us because I don't know every single member. I try to remember as many names as I can, but it's a shit ton of people. You know what I mean? And some people like I know more personally because we like other things in similarity, right? We like different things, and some people know less because we're not necessarily from the same part of the community. We just all in the Galaxy. So like that's the biggest. Like for me as a president right now, like that's been my biggest thing is like how do we all connect again? Like when we're really small, right? Because ACB means a lot of different things for different people. What it ultimately means is passion. If you're an ACB member, you have passion for the G's, right? And I say that about ACB, but I'm pretty sure that's the same feeling across all SGs, right? Because if you're part of SG, like there's passion there, right? So like, how do you rekindle that to where when we're small? And I talk to Manny a lot about this because I tell him like, right now is prime time for you because you're growing your culture. The bond is really strong with everybody. Enjoy that because you guys are cool. So you guys are bound to blow up, and then it gets a little complicated, right? Like that moment where you guys are right now, it's amazing. That's like forever. Like I have ACB on my skin. Like forever because of those years, right? Those 3-4 years that we're a small group and we're loud and we're noisy and all that. Like, so yeah, it's been hard, but it's something that I love, something that I'm super grateful because I never thought I was going to be president. Like, if you guys met me, 10, 12 years ago, you never imagined I'd be president, right? I was a little crazy. Just a little bit.
You were.
I was. I'm much more calm. I'm an older guy, you know what I mean? Hang out.
Hombre casado, ya. Hombre
casado, sin vicios.
¿Y de dónde saca las fuerzas?
Hombre de novela.
Eso, cabal.
I want to talk like a Rudy's point, and that's the thing. Like as we grow bigger and all these supporting groups are growing, like some people feel like overwhelmed, like and they're scared. They think that it's like a secret membership that people have to know somebody to join, like. And that's what we want to go away from, where like people like feel comfortable coming and hanging out with us. Like we want people who know who we are. So like, and, invite them to have a beer for us because if I didn't know nobody and no one would have ever brought me over, and like I wouldn't have ever been part of this, right? Like, so, and that's what we want to drive. Like we want people here to be like, all right, this guy, like, oh, that's Jesse right there. Come over. That's Rudy. That's Manny. Like, that's what we want. We want all these people to feel comfortable coming over because at the end of the day, like I talk to people all the time. They're like, oh shit, like I didn't even know I could join. Like they think it's like some secret community or some shit like that. Like, and like we want to go away from that. And maybe at one point it was, maybe it was a little more exclusive at one point, and we really want to go away from stuff like that.
But text on that, like I was gonna say, like even right now through this pandemic that we were going through, you know what I mean? I think our community has grown more as we may not know each other like at game days, but we know each other now that we're talking to each other, we're messaging each other, we're tweeting at each other, we're playing games together. It's only gonna make us better because some of these people, like we didn't know maybe at game day operations because a lot of us are busy. A lot of us are getting banners together. We're getting the drums together. We're getting this together. You know what I mean? You have different type of you have different type of responsibility during game days that a lot of people don't see. But right now, like you said, they get to see us, they get to talk to us, they get to know us. So when they show up, the same way I think I yelled at Angel, I yelled at Rudy because of Straight from the Stands. Hey, I got to see them on the podcast. I got to say I know who they are. I don't know them physically, but I got to see them, like, you know what I mean? And I got to hear them and talk to them. So that I think that helps.
Yeah, definitely. Like Straight from the Stands, like that's one of the vehicles we use often, right? Up to last year.
Can you talk about how that started? Straight from the Stands?
Yeah, for sure. And Jesse's aware of this because Jesse. So we have a chat, right, of a bunch of guys who do a lot of things for ACB, and it's been that chat for years now, for like I don't even know how many years, and it's just us talking a lot of shit. Okay. No, not through Messenger. Through Messenger. Listen, that's how old it is. It's still through Messenger, right? Like,
that shit's on fucking BlackBerry Messenger still.
Yeah, exactly. I gave everyone BBM. No, so
that shit money, huh?
Rich Galaxy fans, dog. You know how it is. No, so we had this chat for a long ass time, and we did Straight from the Stands on the chat every single Monday, all right, or every single Sunday after the game. It was exactly that. Where we talked a lot of shit. We broke down what we thought was wrong. We broke down what we thought was right, and we tried to pinpoint everything. I think it was Masa's idea. Maybe Masa and Angel. And if you know me, like I love like anything that's tech related, right? I love like putting shit together. So like. They said it and I kind of ran with it. Huh?
You like talking?
I do like talking too, a lot. Yeah, a whole lot. You don't shut me up. It gets the drinks in me, you won't shut me up. So yeah, that's for sure.
No le hables así a mi coach, okay?
Listen, but he's not wrong though, right? Like I'm comfortable having this conversation and I love having this conversation. So Angel, Masa, George, and I were just kind of like, let's do it. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. And if you go back and see our first episodes, like, the first one is like all of us through iPhone, and it's pretty bad. The first video is horrible.
Did Angel have hair on the first one?
No, listen. I'm not even sure Angel had hair when he was born. Like, I'm not even sure that's the case, dog. You know what I mean? Like I think he was just like,
a lot of times, dog. It's been a while, dog.
I don't know if I heard he had hair.
George at the first episodes.
What happened?
Was Sunglasses George ever in the first
episode? No, man. So our first episode, and again, no, because we were all nervous.
None
of that. Listen, that wasn't until we got comfortable, like talking into the mic and talking in front of the camera. But the first episode, no, like it was weird, because I mean, like we knew we were talking, and there's segments in the first episode that are still dope, right? When we get into that conversation, we start going back and forth, like those are still dope. But like the intro, like how we try to break things down, like. It was everywhere. It's not very good. I'll be straight up, right? But
I remember someone's fire alarm was going on like the whole first
for first season. George's needed a new battery in his fire alarm, dog. And every fucking episode hears beep.
No, mama, George. Anyway.
Yeah, for like full 6 months.
Hey, does that fool still have the same fire alarm? I'm pretty sure he still does. He's like, I still have it. Tweet that shit out, George.
He's moved a couple of times, so I hope it doesn't. I hope he had enough fucking batteries on his alarm. But yeah, man, like, yeah, it's funny because I used to, so I had my room set up way before my wife, like me and my wife got together and lived together, right? So my room's still set up like weird. I had like bottle caps on my roof because when we used to drink at the house, I used to jump up and just put the bottle caps on top, right? And I had that for years, and it looked like decor. But then I went on camera the first time, and somebody saw a roof, and I got so much shit. Like I literally wasted like $4,000 to pick up the room. Like we painted the room. We had like real furniture.
Figure out what it is. Like what is?
Yeah,
what is
people say it was gum. Like because of the pod, like me and my wife like remodeled the whole room because I was embarrassed. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like this is a kid's room. Like I gotta figure this out. I got real furniture. I got the whole thing.
You're 30 years old. This is a kid's room.
Pretty much, yeah. That I think it was that made me realize. I was like, oh, like yeah, you guys are right. Like that does look wrong. Like let me. It was an ugly color too because the last time I painted it, with you know what oops paint is? Oops paint is with just you know.
Oops, you fucked up. Paint that shit.
So you go.
You oops.
Yeah. So you go and you ask for color, and whoever's mixing it messes up. So they sell that on the side, right? And it's super cheap. So I painted the last time I painted my room, I painted with oops paint. Exactly. So listen, this part of my wife moving, me and my wife moving together and doing the whole night. Like, so my room was painted like it was like a maroon on the top, and it was like weird, like it was fucked up. And I just never realized it. Exactly. And so people come down, and I was like, let me clean this shit up. Let me become an adult, and that's how. So Straight from the Stands kind of forced me into remodeling my room.
All this came from Galaxy, see?
Hey,
yeah.
Hold on. Hey, Kevin, are you in the chat? Your room's getting redone. Starting Monday.
Thanks to community. You're getting a brand new room. Let's go.
Hey, Rudy, cuando empezaron, ¿creíste que iban a llegar así lejos? Like, ya ves que ahorita ya están fuertes y ya son bien reconocidos. Famoso.
No, olvídate de eso. Mire, y lo digo abiertamente. I'm dumb as fuck. Just like most of us, you know what I mean? Like no se nota.
Hey, listen. Why you throw all of us with you, dog?
No, todos aquí. No, I'm just kidding. But the thing is like.
Hey, fuck in the chat too. Then.
Jesse no está diciendo nada.
Listen, after every time I stream, whether it's like playing or like on the podcast, I always thank people for tuning in. Because I nunca me imaginé que it was gonna be more than like 10 people listening to us. Right? Never. Like it was supposed to be the homies, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be like for people who I know, like it's supposed to be small and like
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like nobody had ideas that we're gonna. And again, by no means do I think we're big, but there is a lot of people who mess with us, and it trips me the fuck out. Like it just trips me out because I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not saying anything different than I would have if it wasn't a camera, right? We guys talk, a lot off camera. And I talk the same way I do in camera, right? Like it doesn't much change. I might be a little, more. I might bite my tongue a couple things more, right? Like on camera, but most of the time I talk the way I am. Like it's no character. So for people to fuck with us, like man, like siempre estoy bien agradecido por eso, because like there's a lot of content, including where we at today, right? Community. Like there's a lot of content. So if anybody takes a second to like listen to us, whether it's the full show or like 30 minutes, 10 minutes, like I'm always gonna be grateful, right?
Saying that, we say thank you to the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, there's content. I think we're content for the whole week now. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. We're getting almost the whole week of Galaxy content. You know what I mean?
And it's a lot of dope shit going on too, man. It's a lot of dope content going on.
Jesse, when you first heard Straight from the Stands, did you fuck with it, or did you get these fools info, or did they even try to hold you as a guest or anything, or te valían verga?
He works for Straight from the Stands,
though. Boys, right? All four of them: Angel, Rudy, Masa, George. And like I knew it was coming. Like I followed them since day one. I'm like their fucking bodyguard and shit. Like that's the ongoing joke. Like so I am part of it and shit, right? Like fucking. And I just remember like me and George always fucking talk shit to each other. I love the guy, but it's just something that we do.
That's like a show.
I don't even know why at this point.
It's just like a Straight from the Stands pro club right there.
It's the same shit.
You guys cannot be on the same side.
I just remember like talking shit to him, like, damn, no, like why are you on there? Like but just fucking around and shit. Like, but I love these guys. Like I've known them forever, and yeah, man, like it's dope to see like your boys, right? Like tune in and like follow them. Same thing with you guys now, right? Like like it's dope to see them do their thing. And
one thing that I was gonna say one thing that I see even from you guys. Obviously, I reach out to Rudy here and there. I know I've talked to Angel here and there. Jesse with the same thing. We've talked off camera and stuff like that. But one thing that I think with you guys, since you guys have built that friendship for so long, well, you know what I mean? You guys are seeing your kids grow together. You guys are like uncles. You guys are like whole thing. And the whole thing is just straight up Galaxy. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we're living right now. I'm going to say myself with my family, with Chapin, with my other homie Gio. Hopefully Kevin one day now he's getting married. He gets a kid. Like his surroundings is gonna be nothing but Galaxy generations. And I fucks with that because even right now, if you guys see that our good friend Darwin, he's doing like the little pieces of kids growing up with parents that are Galaxy fans.
That's who shot Chapin?
Yeah, that's who shot Chapin. That's who shot Angel with Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Alyssa.
Really dope work.
With Janelle and all them. But he like his process was like, hey, I want to film or document this generation that's growing up as you guys as parents, and then your parents how you guys are now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's tight. That's
Yeah.
that's tight because
Yeah.
we're living it. We're living it. You guys have lived it. You guys are living it right now. Your kids are growing. You guys are tall. You know what I mean? The kids are bigger. You know, Eli's gonna be in the Galaxy forever now with the whole videos and stuff like that, and with Nathan and all that.
It's like I remember going to Chicago and holding Eli fucking 10-degree weather and just picking him up from the bus stop and shit. Like, come here, little baby.
Yeah, because we were all freezing. Yeah.
Putting him in the Uber with me, you know, like and these kids too.
Sure, was Eli Night Angel?
It was probably one on each hand.
I had Angel. Just had Eli.
Like these kids too call us uncles, and it's like I'm closer to some of these guys than I am to actual family at this point.
Yep.
Because we spend so much time together every weekend. We hang out together. Like it's grown.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is, right? Because I have a lot of people I know, right? But very few like lifetime friends, and like, listen, there's a couple that's been way before the Galaxy, but a lot of them are like lifetime friends. A lot of like people who actually see me grown as an adult, right? Not as a kid, because we grow up as kids and we do dumb shit, but like see me grown as an adult are friends who are like closely related to the Galaxy, right? Whether that's my Jesse being one of them, like George, Angel, Masa, my little brother, Germs, right? You guys know Germs. Like Germs was underage when we first started going to the Galaxy game, right? Like, he wasn't even 21, so like he was drinking and fucking around with me like when he was still a minor, right? And now he just turned 30 on December. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he was drinking Capri Suns.
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I meant. Listen, Juanito, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember, Jesse, if you remember Juanito, but Juanito was like, he was a kid, like he was on people's shoulders, right? My guy, like he turned 21 in the stands, like, you know what I mean? Like, is that thing, and the fact that it's like it's them and it's you guys who parents bringing kids around, like, oh man, this is dope, right? Because you guys bringing them in, not only like how I was saying, you some of you guys were like brought up watching at the Rose Bowl, like on the weekends with your family, like, no, they're in there, you know what I mean? They're in there with like supporting hinchas from the birth, and that's dope. That's dope as shit.
Eso es lo que estaba hablando con Chapín, que Chapín he has a daughter, la misma edad de mi nena.
Yeah.
No, the homie Gio tiene la misma edad, su boy, the same age. I'm like, eso van a crecer juntos.
Yeah.
Galaxy fans.
Incluso.
Y va a ser la otra generación que cuando nosotros estamos viejos, los van a empujar para nosotros para ver los partidos.
Ellos nos van a llevar a nosotros a ver los partidos.
Bueno, de eso se trata.
Nada, e incluso cuando me mira hablando a veces así como ahorita que estamos y estoy hablando con Manny, siempre pregunta a mi hija, ¿dónde está Emma?
Ya reconoce que parece eso. Yeah.
And I think that's
cool,
cuando mira a papá que está feo, entonces dice, oh, es la hija.
Estar feo, ser otro. No, I say that, but I think that's the beauty of it, because you're gonna find people like you, like, whether you're a family man, whether you're a fucking drinker, whether you're you like to smoke, you're gonna find people in our support groups that are just like you, and that's awesome. You're gonna create your little bond. You're gonna create your little, like, your family, your bigger family, because we're all there.
Yeah, 100%, man. And is that right? Like, it's happening, and the fact that you see it happening over again, right? Like it's just, and that's what's up. Like, you don't understand how, like, the culture that I think, like, and I told you this, like, off the record already, like, I think you're helping build, like, this community of Galaxy fans, right? It doesn't matter whether you're Lars, Galaxian, Outlaw, Ace B, like, none of that matters. Like, you're a G's fan and you're part of this community. Like, the way it is today is ridiculous. It's dope. Listen, there's a bunch of dickheads still out there, right? Which is fine. I think we're always gonna have them. But but the strength of the community, like, when the community wants, again, listen, fucked up part about last year is so many GoFundMe accounts had to be created. We're so, for everything fucked up last year and this year, and it's still not over, but, like, like, we're looking like we're getting better. But you know how many fucked up times I had to retweet and donate whatever it could to GoFundMe account? but the love to see how many retweets it got, how many donations from like anonymous or just G's up or like, you know, like G's love, all that. Like, I don't remember a time where I seen the community being so tight knit like that, or so down with each other. Like again, and you said it right, without actually knowing each other like one on one or personally, like, but just being down because you're a G fan and I know you from Twitter. That's fucking dope.
One thing you said right there perfectly. Like, you know, I remember coming home from work, you know, seeing a GoFundMe, whether it's 10, 15, $50, whatever I can, you know, help out. I will come home and I will be like, you know what? My girl will like, hey, did you eat? I'm like, nah, I didn't eat. I'm like, why? You know, I donated my $25. You know, I think I was supposed to get the Star-Lord jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was supposed to send the money and I saw like a GoFundMe and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna get it. You know what I mean? I donated the money that I had to the GoFundMe. And then my girl goes like, hey, and she asked me, it's like, you donated like, you know, a lot. I'm like, look, luckily I'm still working. A lot of people are not working.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Whether it's aquí, como dice mi mamá, ahí hay frijoles, cerote, si querés, hay frijoles con tortilla. You know what I mean? Los huevos no faltan.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
I don't have to eat steak every day, bro. I don't have to eat.
Y si querés más, venía a pedirme.
Eso es todo.
So,
like you said, but the community actually tried to do as best as they can getting through this pandemic with people getting, you know, unfortunately going through some tougher times than others. And I think that made us love each other more.
Yeah, man. It's easy. You know, and the funny thing about it is like, and I might get some shit for it, but like, because there's somebody else to hate on right now, right? Because there is the noisy neighbors across the street. Like that made this community tighter too, right? Because like for a very long time we've been just strutting our stuff along. You know what I mean? Because there was nobody else to even say anything. Now we got these noisy neighbors who think they're somehow better than us, and they just kind of riled everybody else together. Right, top that off with the coronavirus.
I'm gonna say it's almost like the Clippers, the Lakers, bro. I'm a Clipper fan, and then I know the Lakers controlled everything, but until the Clippers started doing the Lob City, then we started making a little bit of noise. The shit got more serious for the Lakers. Like, hey, we have to win this shit before they these fools do.
Yeah. Right? Yep. And they did, right?
I mean?
Listen,
like
I'm just saying,
like,
you know,
hey, we have to show up more. Like, hey, we have to, you know, show our colors more. Like, hey, we're out here, bro. Just because you didn't see us does not mean we don't exist.
I mean. We're talking about. They talking about the Clippers for a second. So I was like, you know, I mean, do you guys really exist? You know what I mean? Like, do you, I heard about y'all, but you know,
this our year.
For quarterfinals?
Nah, we're gonna take.
You want a banner again? Is that what you want? What are you looking for?
Are we betting? Are we betting or what? Yeah.
Oh, we're doing this live. We can do this live. Let's go. We can bet anything you want, baby. I'm a thousand. Actually, you know what? My first memory.
All
right, yeah. You call you want. All right, say less. It's on. Community G, you guys are witness to our bet. Me and Manny.
$100. Has to be under $100.
Easy. Oh yeah, easy. I'm a cheap guy. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
MD 2020 it is. MD 2020 it is.
You were asking me about when I met Rudy and shit. And
I'm
this
about to bring that up.
One of the main things right here, dog. Like,
yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
I didn't know Rudy that well, and then one of my best homies actually betted Rudy. My boy's a Clipper fan and Rudy's a Laker fan. And who was going to make it far this in the playoffs, right? Or some shit like that. I don't remember. And then they bet it like $100. Back then, $100 was a lot of money, though.
Shit, right now.
Shit, today, yeah. But see, today, don't get it twisted, dog.
Don't get it twisted. Hey, $100, $100, dog.
I can still do a lot with $100. I don't get it twisted.
I get that replica. I go get that replica.
You know what I mean? Long sleeve here I come. What you mean?
Calmado. Aquí lo tengo.
There you go. That's a regular sleep for you, though.
Going out to the tailgate and like talking shit to Rudy, like, damn, bro, like you can't even pay your bet. Like I didn't even know him like that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, we just started arguing on some dumb shit. We were both drunk, and then we started like it got to the point where like, oh, well, let's check each other's bank accounts. And I had just got in my tax return, so I felt kind of confident and shit.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers sound like 50 cents. Big bag, little bag. Big bag, little bag.
I told it. That's exactly what I told him. I said, big bag, take a little bag. Let's go.
And I had just got my tax return, so I was feeling a little confident, dog. Like, you know,
I was like, I got a high paying job at $675, baby. Just got paid.
I went full accept. They took no taxes. Let's go. No, but yeah, it's funny. It's funny because that reminded me when you said bet on it. It reminded me of that Marvin bet, and that's exactly that. That's actually my first real concrete memory of like hanging out with Jesse. Is me and this was getting argument. Because they thought I didn't want to pay. Oh, you know what it was, Jesse? I was telling Marvin I was paying him in pennies. I thought I was gonna take him a box of pennies. That's what it was. Like yeah, it was some dumb shit like that. And me and this got an argument because of that. That's how we met, and that's how we fucking hung out first time.
It's funny because that's how we met with Balthazar. We met Balthazar through a mutual friend. I met him 1 or 2 times before that, but you know how you're always busy running around, right? And you know how when they're leaving to Orlando, they're going away the drive-through.
Yeah.
So I went with Kevin, but we're in 2 different cars, right? And Balthazar was across the street, like, "Hey, what's up, Manny?" And I was like, "Oh, what's up, fool?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, he was over there chilling by himself.
Yeah, I was chilling by myself right there.
And I told her, "Hey, you're by yourself?" Like, "Nah, come over here, dog." And I was like, "All right, cool." And like, "Aquí tengo unas chelas." And like, "Oh, I have some too." I'm like, "Oh shit." It's like friends, dog.
I love you.
And then ever since then, it's cerote no me deja. It's hip by hip.
Este pisado me lleva a jugar. Mira, ahorita me dice, vamos a jugar allá Straight for the Stands with the Xbox. Like, y yo no tengo uno, lo que me pasan uno y me lo pasan con cucarachas.
Con cucas.
Hey, uno que se estaba casando, no quería la cucaracha, se los mandó.
El otro que está casado. El otro que it's funny you mentioned that because así me dijo Manny, me dice Manny, what's up? You got spots in Straight for the Stands? I say, yeah, you coming through? He's like, yeah, it's cool. He's like, but I come with a package. I come with Kevin and I come with Chapin. Like, fuck it, bring them all out.
Oh, I go, my flight comes with the luggage because I'm like Kevin and my carry-on is Chapin.
Yep. Hey, listen, I swear to God, right now though, like, take Manny back. I'll keep Chapin and Kevin, dog. You know what I mean? And the only reason I'm keeping Chapin is because it's lightweight, so you know what I mean. It doesn't cost much to carry on. You know what I mean?
It doesn't hit the salary cap.
It doesn't hit the salary cap, dog. You know what I mean?
It's all time money.
Oh, but no, I'm just kidding. But and we can talk. I don't know when you want to talk about that, but we'll
talk about that in a little bit. Now I'm gonna say that. How did you guys do that one episode or put it together that you guys did at the tailgate? You know, the other time for Straight for that.
Yeah. For Victoria Black Party.
How did you guys put that all together to get that shit going off? Because that shit was pretty crazy. And then somebody doesn't record. What the fuck is that?
Oh no. All right. So how it happened? We had an idea to do it, and we asked and said yes. That easy. Like that was ridiculous.
Yeah? Before you keep going, you know how you ask, you say, you know, obviously we're in some type of meeting sometimes with the FO.
Yeah.
Chapin piensa en su cerebro que nosotros sabemos todo lo que pasa en el garage, like that Chris Klein calls us, bro. That Chris Klein texts. If somebody tweets something, he'll put, Manny, what do you know? I'm like, I don't know anything. Like,
no,
man. Rudy ya me dijo. I'm like, ¿qué te dijo Rudy?
Like, you fucking liar. Listen, you fucking liar.
¿Sabes por qué lo hago? Porque este está de chismoso en todos lados. Por eso
Este es todo menos misa.
Mañana va a estar, pero yo creo que afuera de la iglesia.
Tiene en el cerebro que no me quiere decir, ¿verdad? No me quiere, ¿qué quieres? ¿Un 12? ¿Qué quieres decir? Rudy ya me dijo.
Y te gana con Guaro.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we're in the same meeting. They don't tell us anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we try to put things together in our head, but like, vos cerote, andas en otro nivel. It's all conspiracy theory.
Es tan loco. No, pero es lo que dice Manny. Like, nosotros peleamos, en esos meetings peleamos para que nos den información. Porque bastantes veces no lo quieren decir o se hacen los tontos. Entonces, so we're always arguing and trying to get more from him because, you know, I get it. It's a business too, you know what I mean? So they can't give us the out secrets, but we try to get everything we can every single time.
So going based back to the Straight from the Stands tailgate, I think that was pretty dope. I actually really liked it. It would be nice to have it on film to actually see how everything happened. But that story. Who was in charge of that? Was that Jesse in charge of that?
No. That was Jeremy. That was 100% Jeremy. That was 100% Jeremy. And here's the thing, right? Like
he's no longer with us.
It was super easy. All you had to do was like make sure we're in frame and hit record and walk away. Right? The camera has a small but decent panel, so you can see clearly what the camera is looking at. You know what I mean? Like it's not big. It's not a big monitor. It's a small panel.
You hit the power, baby.
Yeah, and it shows you exactly what the camera's recording, right? Boom. So I set up the whole thing. I have a mixer, and it was going through my laptop, and then it was going through the AP, so everybody could listen. I did work to get everything to record well and sound well, right? All he had to do was fucking click. Okay, we're good. You know what I mean? That's all he had to do. Fool. El puta hace click y se va la verga. Right? So I record
a tomar con Jesse, say, buddy,
with somebody. He wanted to do with somebody.
That FIFA truck. Remember that FIFA truck?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. So we have this dope podcast where we talk about the G's. We get like Chris Klein in there. We get. Were you on that? How many? Because I know we got Lars and we got a bunch of people on that, and it was super cool. It was live, so we had people talking to us, people talking shit to us, which is fine. But it was a good interaction, and I feel good about this, right? Because I know the audio is good. I was hearing it, and the audio is good. I'm like, all right, we got it there. The video, all I had to do was sync the voice to like the video, and it was good. Shot in 4K, fucking amazing, right? I get home, dog.
¿Qué video?
Puta, pues que yo said 4K 60 frames per second. I was like, I said un Emmy, dog, easily. I'm getting an Emmy off of this bitch, dog. You know what I mean? I'm getting a Golden Globe off of this bitch. It's gonna be something, right? I'm gonna get something. Llego a la casa, I take the SD card out, throw it in the computer. Y solo la panza me graba el cerote. It's just the belly area, dog. Just this much, dog. It's just that much, dog. You see, like the end of the microphone. You see, like whoever's in the far left of me. You see their face.
¿Estaba peludo the belly button or no? ¿Tenía hair?
Olvídate. Right? So it's my belly, right? It's my belly. But Chris Klein is like a good like 3, 4, 5 feet taller than me, right? Like he's huge compared to me. So solo la paloma de Chris Klein se mira todo the whole thing, dog. Así, you know what I mean? Like, say, no, I'm gonna stop. But I was so mad. Never mind. I gotta say it. I was so mad, dog. I told us for like una cosa.
What was the text or the call or what did you say? Did you call him? Did you text him?
Nah, I didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to him for like 2 weeks, dog. I was like, I'm just done with you. Like, all you had to do was just make sure that it was on frame, dog. I asked him. That's all I asked him. I said, make sure you get like the upper half, like so you get all of our faces, right? Just a white shot. It's fine.
I got you, bro. I got you.
I was furious. Like I'm pretty sure it turned red. I was just like, Eeh. And then fast forward just to make sure, like maybe he came back 10 minutes later and fixed it, right? I was like, I can live with that. Dog. But like, no, dog, it's like an hour and 30 minutes of just my belly the whole fucking time, dog. I move around, you see that fucking wire in my belly, dog. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, dude, backing me up here. I was so mad. That was good. It was a good pod, though. It was a good pod. Go back and listen to it.
No, that's pretty tight that you guys created all that. Unfortunately, the video will never get leaked, right?
Nah.
Unless somebody has it, Jesse. Nobody. Yeah.
No. That's on my computer and it's never going anywhere. Listen, like there's like 3 episodes that are never getting released. Right? A couple of them. Listen, you gotta understand. Like when we first started Straight from the Stands as a podcast, there's a few times where like I was ready to go. I was done. I was done with it because like we were a little reckless. Like we'll say some shit, and I'm like, I'm not comfortable with putting this out there, dog. And I'll be like, no. So some of these they never got released. So like if you go to first season, you see like there's like episode, I don't know, maybe like 5, and then there's like episode 7. Like there's no 6. It's just never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because like that shit got lost.
Like the 3-star jersey, huh?
Yeah, exactly, dog. Like you know what I mean? Like people say it happened. I don't know if it happened or not.
Have you seen it? Jersey? No, have you seen the last episodes of Straight from the Stands?
Nah, like George Massa and Angel. They're the only ones that know about
this. We tried to.
Nope.
Hey, what's the price? What's the price, baby?
I'm about to start his OnlyFans for it. I'm about to start OnlyFans. You got to sign up for the OnlyFans to get an episode a week, baby.
How many from the Straight from the Stands pro clubs or Straight from the Stands podcast do we need to have to sign this shit off to?
Hey, Straight from the Stands.
Let's start, baby.
Straight from the Stands pro club. Win next season, I'll leak them all out. I'll put them all up.
Vaya, cerote. Hey,
Straight from the Stands pro club wins a championship, wins La Liga Galaxia next season. They're all coming out. Easy as that, dog. Easy as that.
Vaya, si empecé a meter los goles, cerote. Que quiero ver esos.
They're never coming out. I'm telling you. No,
I like your assist, Chapin. All them assists you got, dog. Nice.
Hey, George, I'm kidding. You know we're not winning shit. You know they're not coming out. No need for the eyes. We're good, though.
Jesse, I know that you're a part of ACB and you're a part of leadership. I know you're part of the viewing parties and away travel. I know right now through COVID and all that stuff, we can't really do anything. But can you talk about an experience of an away travel that makes you want to be a part of this leadership?
I would say probably like Orlando away, right? Like that was like my first major away trip. We got our ass with 4-0 shit. But it was like I've never even been on a fucking airplane before I joined ACB and shit. Like I've never traveled, and like some of your closest boys is traveling to the other side of the country and shit. And then like I remember that it was their first season, so like the hype was there. Like I remember their whole downtown, they had banners, all this shit. I remember downtown was closed down for them. So I'm like, fuck, like imagine seeing this shit in downtown LA or some shit one day, like fucking everybody shutting down for MLS, right? Remember we went to the game, we got our asses whooped, but like that just stuck with me though. Like those people that I traveled with, I'm like, man, like, and it was like people from all over. It wasn't only like ACB. It was like Lars. It was everyone. And from there on, like, man, like this is my shit right here. Like I want to drive this shit, and
Yeah.
then and that's what we want. Like, and since then it's been growing. Like that was probably one of the biggest away trips, and we're talking about like 20 people. Now you're talking about like 200 plus, 100 plus every away game. Like it's grown so much, and it's amazing. Like
Yeah, that's something that I think last year, and if I'm not mistaken, Rudy could probably correct me, que teníamos at least 10 Galaxy fans inside the away travel for every game. And I think we had like 7 sold out sections for the season, at least minimum.
Yeah.
That we were gonna try to push 10. So if you're looking you're looking
2019.
at so if you're looking at sellout section, you're looking at 200 plus fans traveling. You know what I mean? And I think we had 1K going to San Jose that we were trying to push, right? This last season.
Yeah. 1K to San Jose.
Yep.
I remember going to New York, and there was only like 7 of us, and I was like to the NYFC Stadium.
Hey, ya miramos
we're looking at the panza de Rudy.
La panza de Rudy.
All over again. It's happening again. I wanted to give you guys an idea of how that looked.
Párate en un banco, pues,
No, so like Jesse, that like based on the numbers like that, like you said, we see these things growing on the way travel, and I know some of us have traveled. I know Chapin was supposed to travel this past season with us. I know my brother has traveled to Minnesota. I know he traveled to Houston a couple of times. He went to Nashville, even though fucking we had no game.
Okay.
He had bought his ticket, and they like, fuck it, I'm going.
That sounds like a fun trip, though.
I'm saying, but he likes to travel and stuff like that. So the closeness of either of his 10, 20 to 300 fans, that's an experience of a lifetime. In my,
I'm telling you, like before any of this, I've never traveled. I've been to Vegas like a couple times and shit with my grandma and my mom and shit. And then like
casino.
But like you don't think like growing up in the South Central that you're gonna go and see the world, right? Like but it's gotten to the point where like I probably hit like half of the US already, and that's just fucking dope. And you're not by yourself, like you're with your family. You have breakfast together, you have dinner together, like usually everybody stays in the hotel room, like, and like a lot of people think like, oh, I don't like to travel. It's hard for me. I don't know how to book a flight. Like, it all changes together when we go as a group. And there's a lot of people that are not even part of ACB that I would see at a game or something. I'm like, oh shit, like, hey, what's up? Like, how you been? How's everything? Because you spend so much time together, like in away days, and like you have to stick together. They shove you in one random corner of the fucking stadium, and you have to take care of each other. You have no other choice.
If you're thinking about traveling, there's Facebook groups for Galaxy Away Travel. Hit up ACB, hit up Lars, hit up Galaxy, and hit us up. We're always looking for flights, discounts, or Airbnbs. You guys want to group up together? Trust me, you could go get Airbnb for a whole weekend for $25 if it's like 6 of you guys in one bed.
Yeah. If you don't care, like if I don't travel with my girl, like then I don't care, right? I sleep on the floor or some shit. Like I don't care. We'll see like 7 guys in one room. We'll
no hot water.
Right?
No hot water.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter.
You're there to fucking take your loss and go home and shit. Okay?
Yep. So one of the first of all, let me give Angel a big shout out, because Angel did a shit ton of work to really push the way travel. Right, so I'm gonna start off by giving him a lot of credit.
His credit card a couple of times.
Hey, listen, but you got it to work. Like our numbers grew a lot, like over the last few years, because Angel's putting a lot of work. But I was really, really excited to have Jesse on board, because I guarantee you, like most people who are ACB Galaxy fans who know Jesse have met him away, right? Because Jesse is one of the people who approaches you or calls people over. You met him away, Trip?
At Houston. That's when I walked in, you're like, Matty, and I'm like, come here, motherfucker. And I'm like, what's up, dog? He's like, I fucking love you. And I think our flight got there at 9, and these were parties at 2:00 in the afternoon already.
Yeah, listen, but that's why I was super excited when he joined leadership, because we had talked before, and he pretty much had told me like, I want to take on that, and like, man, I couldn't be more excited, right? Jesse's one of the people who, again, you being one of them, like, he really gets to know people on way travel. Like, he takes time to meet people, he takes time to help people out, like looking for flight tickets. Like my guy Jesse on the wait days or before wait days, like how many times have you gone to LAX just to buy tickets? Like, what I mean, it's been multiple times where he just goes there to like save a few extra bucks and hits us up like, who needs tickets? I'm gonna be there, shoot me the money and I'll buy it for you guys. Like, Jesse's that guy. So like when he came on board to leadership and then took on like the way travel and being part of it, I was like, yeah, we're good. Right? Because I know he could push what Angel's done, I know he could push it even further. So I'm really excited about that.
Okay, we're gonna go around. If you could give one like recommendation for any Galaxy fan for away travel, what is it to do? What would you do, or what could you recommend? Here's mine: hit up the supporter groups, because including ourselves, we shared room with ACB members. We shared room with large members. Like at the end of the day, we're all Galaxy fans, so we're gonna look at for the best deal possible. Even if you're not part of a support group, if you hit up a group member or you something like that, they're gonna push you into the right way. That people that are going, they're looking for the same deal you are, and that's how you get to meet somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse, what do you think?
Away travel tips, is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, one away travel trip.
But first of all, like I think the easiest way, like if you want to dip your feet into the water, it has to be Sounds It, right? Like it doesn't get any easier than Sounds It. Like, you pay your $50, you hop on the bus, we all party together for 3-4 hours, get to know each other. You all walk in together, you all leave together to your hotel, and you all go home together. Like, it doesn't get easier than Sounds It. And that was my first away game. That's when I really bonded with some of these people. So if you're really scared about like traveling and going somewhere, like Sounds It doesn't get any easier.
Puta, ahí te va Chapín. Te voy a poner al lado de Jesse para San Jose.
No. If I go to San Jose, I'm trying not to go with Jesse though. I wanna get this like
in one piece.
No. It's your rite of passage. You need to go with Jesse. You need to go with somebody who like Jesse. That's your rite of passage.
Lleva tu bolsa del baño, loco. Lleva tu bolsa del baño, porque si pasas por la línea, ahí estuvo, que ahí te vas a quedar. Rudy, what tip do you have, or if you have anything that you might say about away travel?
I'll say this, right? Like, after you go to San Jose, go to the cheapest away game. Just get on a flight, the cheapest one you can find. But no, don't worry about carry-on. I mean, don't worry about
if you're going solo, don't worry about where you're sleeping at. Just get the flight.
Yeah. Listen. A backpack. $100 for the 2 days, and the cheapest flight you can find on Spirit. Listen, go to Spirit. I know you heard your horror story about Spirit. It doesn't even matter.
Show up the jerseys. Hey, that's
I gotta hit him up, dog. I'll show him right now.
I don't have pants on, dog, so I can't get over it.
But straight up, just get on the flight. Just get on the flight. I suggest Portland, because Portland is one of, again, I talk a lot about Portland, but Portland is like a really chill city in general. Like, so it's super cool city to go there. It's never gonna be like, you're never gonna feel pressed in Portland. So go to Portland. Portland's a dope away game. It's pretty cheap because it's just it's up north, or Seattle maybe. Seattle's a little weird, but I'll see Portland. It's cheap. Get up there and just
Seattle's a little weird.
Seattle is a little weird, bro. I've started to Seattle.
It is a little weird. Like, Seattle just whatever. I like Portland, so I'm telling you, like, Portland's pretty cheap.
You don't go visit the first Starbucks?
No, I don't need all that. You know what I mean? I need some good weed. I mean, go to Portland. Straight up, like, but whether it's Portland, whether it's Dallas, no, KC has sometimes cheap tickets.
Houston,
whatever.
Man. Houston. Like,
yeah, Houston as fuck, right? Like, when did we fly for last time? Like $125 round trip. Like, it was something ridiculous.
Fly the fucking airplane, dog. Like,
calmado, pinche, calmado.
Remember our first way to Houston? Like, the fucking, and say howdy on the airplane. The fucking,
yo, my God. Look, the first time I think Creepy Kush had just came out. You know that Farruko and Bad Bunny Creepy Kush? Like that song?
Kush.
That one, right? Tell me why that plane, like after like the 15th roll, all somebody had to say was Kush, and then everyone was like Kush, all the way to the back of the fucking plane. It was bad.
Hey,
at one point,
como los salvadoreños que
exactly. It was that, man. But yeah, like, listen, cheap flights. Like, make it as cheap as you can and just go, and you realize what a dope experience it is and how cheap it was. And You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily promote vices, but like make traveling your fucking vice, man.
The only thing I hated about Houston is fucking breakfast. Stores don't open up till fucking 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. Fucking, we're out there like at 8 o'clock walking around like, hey, we want some fucking breakfast. They're like, nope. They'll open till fucking 10. Like, man, what the fuck?
If you're up at 8, 10 in the morning, you didn't go hard.
That's what I'm saying.
The night before, dog. Because I'm not up. Like, I am not up at 8, 10 in the morning, dog, at all. Yeah. Okay, I need breakfast at 2 p.m., dog. You know?
No, let me tell you the story about Houston, right? So we went, right? And it was...
Fucking Waffle House, huh?
No, estaba, in our Airbnb, estaba my brother, Angel, E-Man, the homie Suazo, his homie Anthony, our homie Anthony, Christian Sandoval, what it was?
Yeah. Hello, Kitty.
So, and then that fool had a homie too, so it was 7 of us, bro. It was only 2 beds. two legitimate beds.
Like twin size beds.
Everybody else had inflatables, right? So we got late to go to, we got a late flight. So we're like, all right, cool. Like, we're going to wake up in the morning and all that. To me, it's like, I wake up like around fucking 10, 11. Fucking E-Man, he says he can't sleep. So he wakes up at 7 in the morning. Like, he can't sleep. So that fool's just walking around like in the Airbnb, and I'm like, hey, what the fuck? He's like, I can't sleep, dog. And I was like, oh shit, I'm trying to go have some breakfast. So I was like, well, you can't go by yourself, dog. Let me get up. He's like, all right, cool. Well, let's take a shower. I didn't
together.
Know. That was like, no,
you guys
like
showered.
No. So he goes.
Tell me about this.
Ya no te voy a dejar ir.
He goes and he turns on the shower, right? Y no hay agua caliente. And I'm like, what do you mean there's no agua caliente? Like, there's no agua caliente. I'm like, fucking lying ass fool. He's like, nah, fool, I'm heating up water in the stove. And I was like, are you serious?
Wait, where'd you guys go?
To Houston.
What country? What country?
But you know how in Houston, like if you stay in the city, it's like this, but if you go a couple of miles out, it's like a whole fucking first 48. So we were like on the first 48 type of style, right? So we're like, he has a pot of water, bro, boiling. He had like 2 pots, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
And he jumped in there, huh?
No, and I was like,
it's like a jacuzzi for E-Man.
Shut up, E-Man. Shut up, E-Man.
So I was like, nah, fool. I said, like, you just don't know how to turn this shit on. I'm gonna go take a shower real quick, right? And he's like, all right, cool, go ahead. I'm gonna heat up the water and I'll go after. I'm like, all right, cool. So me metí al baño, right? Me desnudé, todo listo para bañar, right? I turn on the water. I'm like, hey, sometimes the pipes need to get warmed up. Baby, it's cold.
Yeah.
The pipes need to get warmed up. So let the water run. I'm in there, like, getting ready. I'm like, oh shit, this is really cold, bro. This is really cold. Like, fuck. At this point, I can't get out butt naked. So I'm like, I gotta take a shower. So de una mano al otro, ¿no? Pasaba como si fuera El Salvador, güey.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Bro, my brother, like, he's a handyman. That was like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? And I was like, what you mean? Like, you guys are fucking making all this noise. All I hear is money. Like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how come you guys don't turn on the hot water? I'm all like, what do you mean? Well, where's the heater at? There's a heater that has a switch to turn on hot water. And everybody else fucking shower with hot water. I was fucking E-Man stopped the fucking boiling water.
He's like, I'm good now. Oh man, that is fucking hilarious.
It says 7 in the morning, fool. I was fucking just pissed next to E-Man. and then we walked to go have breakfast, and that shit don't open up to
nobody open. That's fucking man. I had like the best catfish breakfast in fucking Houston, though. I always remember that show. That show was amazing. Like some real fucking like. Oh, I'm hungry, bro. Sorry.
You guys eating at the Waffle House, right? At Houston.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So we got there, right? We're eating, and I was this time I was with my girl, my brother, and his girl. So we're like, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and get some breakfast, get some waffles, get some this, get some that. So you start ordering shit, right? I'm like, oh shit, the bill's gonna come out to like $100 and something bucks. You think about Denny's, you think of IHOP.
Yeah.
That shit came out to like $37.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? I like,
yep.
I like,
they're like fucking $5 steak, dog. Like,
yeah.
shit, dog.
Like,
you don't know what kind of meat it is, but it's $5 steak, dog. Fuck it. Yep.
Caballo, loco, te está dando.
Like straight up, like I only had it once and I had it like at 2 in the morning or something, like way late night. So I don't remember how good it tastes or how bad it tastes. Like, so I can't vouch for.
It doesn't matter.
I can't vouch for Waffle House. I can't vouch for it though. I don't remember that shit. Everybody asked me like I don't know. Like it might be good. Maybe.
All right. So right now, let's go ahead and we're gonna transition to G Talk. What do you guys think about Victor Vasquez joining? Let's go around. I'll go last, and anybody wants to take it first?
Yeah, I'll go for it. I am hyped. Because I don't even know where he fits in the team. I really don't know where he fits in the team, whether he's a starter, whether he's coming off the bench. But my guy is smart, man. That guy is good. Like he's good. Like and I know like he's been out of the field. I know he's older, not old because I'm older. But like he's good though. Like he's just so smart. And you want a player like that. You want Efra around a player like that. You want Sebastian next to a player like that. You want all your young players next to players like that who understand the game in that level, right? This guy came in, he takes the international spot. That was but he's not Tam. He's a regular sided player. Like that's a win. That's a win. Easy. That was
funny. I think that's funny because even prior to him taking an international spot, I think since a lot of us thought that Augie Williams took an international spot. That's why everybody was like, "Oh shit, another international spot." But we didn't. We just found out that Augie Williams does not take an international spot.
Yeah.
But let's keep going on Victor Vasquez. Chapín, what do you think about Victor Vasquez?
Well, después de que lo anunciaron, yo la verdad te voy a decir, yo no sabía nada de él. No sé mucho de él, pero después de que lo anunciaron vi un par de videos y el chavo sabe lo que hace. Es inteligente. Y es lo que necesitamos, porque nosotros no tenemos un cam. Al least con él ya vamos a tener algo parecido a un cam. A alguien que nos dé pelota. Alguien que le pueda dar una pelota a Chicha y Chicha solo las empuje. O que cree algo también para dárselos. Como por ejemplo alguien que le ayude a Jonathan en el medio.
Yeah.
Jesse?
I think like the creativity that he brings is huge. Like that's some shit that we've been missing forever, like pushing that ball forward and being creative, like those nice passes and shit. Like sometimes we push the ball up and that shit just gets stuck, like even legit, he just turns around and passes back and shit. Like,
yep.
So I mean, what do you have, like fucking 18 assists or some shit his last season or something like that? Like,
yeah.
That creativity he brings, it's something that it can hurt us, right? Like where he's a bench, like Rudy said, like where he's a bench or starter, like there's no wrong in there. Like I don't see no negatives coming out of it.
I totally agree with what you guys said. One thing that I've noticed on his videos, even from Barcelona, even from Toronto, a lot more from Toronto FC. I always thought that, Sebastian Legit was the person, the cam. But if you really look at the play, it was Vasquez that put that glue together, that put Jovinko in a lot of great positions to be that player that he was. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we're liking even with Seba. He was never getting the ball in the right positions to be that attacking person. Even if he is or not. You know what I mean? I think that's what we like, that even if Seba plays at CM, he doesn't give you that ball that Vasquez does. That gives that cam in a great position to make that extra offensive pass. And he has great vision. We had Fabio Alvarez that created stuff, but Seba and Jonah give you control of the ball. You know what I mean? They're not going to lose that ball that easily. They know how to play with each other. The thing is now Victor Vasquez has that vision that can put that glue together. That from the videos that I've seen, and I don't care how old is he, that brain teaches, bro. That brain teaches.
Yep. Yeah, you can't. Eso. No hay. Yeah, el tiempo, la edad te roba velocidad, te roba reacciones. Pero no te roba el cerebro. Eso nadie te lo quita. La inteligencia, el saber qué hacer con un balón, nadie te lo quita. Right? So, with him, like, and as you were talking about Jovinko, like, with him and Jovinko, like, Jovinko will pull 2-3 defenders. And it just gave him space to find the ball through the defense. Right? Like, whoever the other winger is, but you have Sam, you have Chicha, and another winger who's going to try to make runs for him. Eso es lo que necesita. Like, listen, like, he doesn't need to move too much. He needs to get the ball play, right? and look up. Like
that hold up play.
Es como decía mi papá.
Yeah, he finds space. That's what I'm like.
Uno juega de poste, papá. Uno juega de poste, nomás ahí.
Listen, my guy can find a pass in between the lines. Right?
Here's another question. You guys can pick what player you guys want to digest or think about who's gonna have a better 21 season, or who needs to make a bigger leap, or who we're like or if we're losing them out. So you can pick either Julian or Augie Williams or Ephra. So you can pick out of those three. You can talk about what do you think their 2021 should be, or has to be, or could be.
I go for Augie.
Dale pues, a ver, ¿qué quieres de Augie?
Pues él le puede dar un segundo aire a Chicharito, porque él va a necesitar ayuda también. Él no va a poder meter todos los goles solo. Y teniendo a un jugador como Víctor Vázquez, ya ellos todos arriba, si jugamos con todos arriba o si jugamos con uno, él puede entrar de cambio porque vamos a tener muchos partidos.
So, ¿le estás poniendo que Augie es el segundo striker y Zupac lo andan mandando para abajo o lo andan moviendo para
otro lado? Zupac regalarlo.
No,
María Teresa Zupac en el primer equipo.
No, más te digo porque Zupac está contratado por Galaxy. And we all can agree that Zupac es
regalarlo.
Regalarlo.
That's fun.
Okay. Rudy, who do you got out of those three?
Listen, I think Julian has everything to win and a lot to lose. Este año ya tiene ojos de equipos en Europa. So now he has to live up to the potential, right? And that's a big ask for a kid, right? Enseñaste que tenías algo, now you got to prove it. And you got to be consistent, and you got to clean up your mistakes from last year. I think he has a lot on play this season. And, man, I just hope he does well. Right? Porque it's a lot. Like, you're asking this kid to step up from a really promising season, right? A bad season for the team, but a promising season for himself. So you're asking him to step up even further to reach the next level, whether it be Juventus or whoever else comes looking for him in the summer.
And so big shout out to Julian, man, for doing all that stuff that he's doing out of the community and correcting your Galaxy authentic jersey, Virgin 5, 7, whatever you guys got. He's trying out there, baby.
Yeah. Julian number 22, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, Jesse, who out of those three, who do you got?
It has to be Julian, man. Like, I got nothing for love for the kid. Like that defense last year was so fucking bad, and for everybody to get their ass whooped and not give a fuck, like, left a bad taste in my mouth. And honestly, I felt like he was the only guy out there playing with fucking passion, and like, and I love that shit. Like that's what I want. Like, get your ass whooped 5-0, but fucking fight the whole fucking way down. And I seen that. And like Rudy said, he does make some mistakes that I'm sure it's gonna come with age, right? Like, he's gonna learn from these mistakes. But like, how can you not love the kid? Like, I really feel like he put it all on the field when people around him didn't. Shit. So there's nothing but love for Julian.
All right, here's my take. I'm gonna take Ephra. I know a lot of people are saying that he's 18, he's still young, he looks better, he's promising, right? Hey, it's time to step up already. There's kids that's the same age as you. You have the guy from Kansas City that started at 16. Now he's wearing the number 10 for them. I don't know if he's a little bit older or not, but he started at 16. You got the guy from Philadelphia that left to Europe. You have eyes on Julian at 20. You know what I mean? Going to Europe. He's playing in the national team under 23. You got called on to the two national teams. They're seeing something that a lot of us may not be able to see in practice, right? So it's time for you to start showing something about that. You know what I mean? It's time for you to take on this camera if that's what you want to play. You have two older guys, which is Sasha, Vasquez. You know, we all play soccer, and at 30, you start looking at these youngsters, motherfuckers don't stop running. And I don't think he's showing that spark yet. He needs to start stepping this shit up because a lot of these kids are getting shipped out already to Europe from 18 to 20. And he's not even linked to any team in Europe at all. He's the only link to national teams.
Man, can I argue with you for a second? Is that allowed in the show?
Yeah.
Is it allowed in the show? Can I do this? Because, man, I'm not with you at all on this. Like, I'm not with you at all because.
What about that guy from Philadelphia that
went to
Red Bull and he's playing, he's starting.
Cool, and it doesn't matter for Ephra, and it doesn't matter for the G's.
But that's your competition.
No. It's not. No, it's not. That's your competition. That's what you're saying. His competition. His only competition is making it in the team. The only thing we care about it is for him to make it in our team, right? It'd be dope to move him on and sell him.
No, I'm talking. No, hold on. I'm talking about like that kid started and made a difference in his Philadelphia team, in his homegrown team.
That's him though.
He has
no. It's two separate players, Papa. It's two separate players completely.
Who had the more promising in the beginning?
It doesn't matter who has the most promise. Listen, it really. Here's my thing though, right? And I understand the romance between the romance that involves selling a player and moving a player who has promised it to a different club, right? The thing about it though, like this kid, if he's a late bloomer, develops in 3 years, right? He develops in 3 years at 22. Nobody's gonna be complaining if we have him 5 years, and he is the camp for us, right?
You say late bloomer, right? You say late bloomer, right? You say late bloomer.
Yeah,
he was balling out in USL when they're not late bloomers either, because a lot of teams were competing, pretty good competitive teams at a USL level, meaning playing with men. Correct?
Yeah.
Now he has what? 2 seasons under his belt under MLS.
Sure.
And half a season maybe just being part of the team, not really playing, right? So at what point do you say like he's not taking that leap to becoming the MLS player that we're thinking that he should be?
Listen, but that's the thing though, right? Look at the time frame you're giving him and the teams that you're giving him to make that leap. When none of our senior players made any kind of leap, you expect this fool, for some reason, because he had potential, to make a leap above all these experienced guys? Like that curriculum or that spectrum that you're asking him to oversee is we're not even holding our DP players to this position, and we're talking about a kid that he has to overreach. Like, you know what I mean? Like
he's like overreach. I want to say show sparks that like, hey, there is going to be something there.
Okay, so again, right? Like our midfield last year, how many passes on goal did they actually find? How many are clear in your head that you remember that them actually finding? Right. Listen, I'll tell you the one that sticks out the most. The one Efra with Chicha did, where Chicha got around and scored his goal like in the last games of the season. That's the only real like moment that I remember. Like, oh, that was a play. That was a move from the midfield, and the striker finished it off. Right, but other than that, there was very, very, very little. Like at point of the season, we looked for Zlatan, and Zlatan wasn't there. Right, and then we didn't really do much anywhere in between there. So we're asking a kid who doesn't have the support from the team, because it's not that they didn't want to give him support, is that there wasn't support. Right, there's nobody making it easy for him to actually showcase his skills. You're asking him to like be the limelight. Like, listen, Julian, what was Julian? Jesse said it best, right? Why we like Julian is because my man gave it his all every single time he was in the pitch. He just ripped himself, right? But that's what we saw, and that's what we liked. Because and he's highlighted because he did that, right? Like he ran the extra 10 yards to get down there and make a tackle.
Correct, yeah.
What we're asking for effort is the opposite of that. Is to be the creator, and it's so much more easier to destroy than to create.
No. I'm asking for the same effort. I know it's different position, but if you lose the ball at 18, you should have this energy to go out and go get the ball.
That's not him though. That's not going to be him. Listen, we look at some of these dope cams.
Yeah, but at what point does he make a decision? At what position he wants to play?
But you think that's up to him though? You think? Yeah. You think that's up to him?
Yeah, I think he's a very creative player, and he'd probably be a good midfielder, but he's not a fucking winger. He doesn't have the speed to be a winger, and we didn't have no one else to put at that wing, so we just fucking threw him in there and shit.
Yeah, man, listen, I'll say this, right? I do believe he has talent.
I believe he has talent too.
Is he going to be next to Europe? I don't know. Right?
I'm not saying that he has to go to Europe. I'm saying, but he has to try to break this first team bug already.
When? Like right now? Because why?
I think he should be fighting for that spot, meaning for minutes.
Maybe.
I'm fighting for minutes.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
You have two 33-year-olds plus guys fighting the same position you do. You're 18. You should be able to get a U.S. Open Cup game. You should be able to get the Wednesday games. You should be able to fight for some minutes.
Listen, but even if he's fighting for minutes, right? Even if he's fighting for minutes, like if he doesn't have this, like his thing is his. Actually, let me take a step back. The way I envision him playing is him being the center player who doesn't have a lot of speed but has a good touch and has good vision to find players. Right? That's how I envision playing. I might be wrong with what he ultimately becomes, but that's what I envision playing. But in order for him to at least achieve what I think he like where he's at or where he should be at, he needs the players surrounding him to actually make those runs for him to find him. Right? Last year, I called him out in the Straight from the Stands. because I saw him. I literally saw him look at the player and then not give the pass. So I know he saw the pass, but he hesitated a few times, right? Mm-hmm. What I want from him, the only thing I want from him is to make those passes. Whether he actually hits those passes and finds them or not, that doesn't matter. I just want him to take that chance.
And that's what I want. And that's what I want. Like, hey,
and that's fair.
You're a creative person. You're the one that's supposed to be the gambler. You're the one that's supposed to be creating stuff and try to change the game as even if you only play those 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
But you need to support though. And there's no way you can tell me the time he has spent in the first team, you can't tell me he's had, or anybody in the midfield has had the support from like the strikers to make creative runs. Like with Zlatan, we were looking for the wings to put in crosses, right? And across.
And I understand that, and I totally agree with that. But then you can also agree with me that even him coming off the bench, you didn't see a difference in the field or not. Even if he didn't have the player, like you didn't see him just trying different shit, like just trying different stuff. He was just like, hey, fuck it, I'm just gonna play this, and then that's it.
Yeah. Listen, and that shows you, the state of the club, right? Because we're looking for 18-year-olds to be that person, and that's and listen, and that's the same. I argue this when people bring up like all the failed US stars, is that we do this to our players where we build them up and they're supposed to be dope as fuck, and when they don't reach that, like we're disappointed. But like in reality, like we're the one that's telling them like this is where you need to reach, while not allowing the players to develop. No, we're not Brazil, we're not France, we're not these powerhouse nations that produce these players constantly, right? Like we have good players and we got to fucking cradle them.
Pero también, Manny, pero también tienes que ver que el muchacho entra, juega y él quiere hacer su juego y tiene unas maletas al lado, él no se puede desenvolver. Tenés que ver con quién está jugando, porque
es como yo en los domingos. Es como yo en los domingos.
No, vos a tomar base. No, pero vos sabés que Patojo tiene talento, por eso lo tienen ahí, por eso está en el primer equipo. Está en el mejor equipo.
Yo estoy diciendo que tiene talento, por la cosa es cuando él entra, él se tiene que mirar que él está tratando de mover el balón.
¿Cómo le vas a pedir
y los otros no están pidiendo eso?
¿Cómo le vas a pedir a un muchacho de 18 años que vaya a cambiar un partido cuando hay otros con más experiencia que ya lo tienen cagado? O sea, no puedes hacer eso. No puedes matar a Patojo. Es como que vos, tu papá te dijera,
pues, venite a jugar conmigo. ¿Cómo ganamos a Marcelo Salvas? Right?
No, pero ¿a qué edad? ¿Pero a qué edad lo está requiriendo él? Es diferente. Mira, I said it last week on the pod. I said, lo que quiero ver yo de Efra, uno es que crezca, que tenga cuerpo de hombre, porque ahorita no tiene cuerpo de hombre. Ahorita tiene cuerpo de Patojo todavía. ¿Verdad? Quiero que tenga el cuerpo de hombre. Ey, olvídate eso. Es que ni es eso. Es que todavía tiene un cuerpo Patojo. Todavía se mira que es Patojo. Cuando lo miras, no lo miras a un hombre, miras a un Patojo. Miras a un niño. A ver, maybe some guys don't understand what Patojo means. Un niño, right? Like you see a kid there. I need him to develop. Listen, here's the difference.
We agree on that then. We agree on that.
Yeah,
he needs to take 100%. A leap, meaning like as
physical.
As an athlete. He needs to take a leap as an athlete. Hey, I need to get better shape to take the more physical part of the game, because in the MLS is a different league than USL.
Yeah.
That's what I want him to do. Like fight for the minutes and take that leap when he's playing to do that. Like you can see it, like, hey, he bodied up. He lost that little baby fat. He made it into muscle. You don't have to be fast to be good at soccer.
Yeah, not at all.
That right? You know what I mean? You can have that touch. You can have that vision. You can have all of that. But if you don't have the body to sustain the game that you're trying to play, then you're not going to be on the field.
Yeah. Or you gotta be super smart, right? Tener el colmillo, tener esa malía de saber cómo ponerte para que te...
Yeah, pero ¿cómo va a agarrar experiencia si no puede jugar mucho?
Si no está peleando por los minutos, ¿cómo va a aprender todo eso?
¿Cómo va a pelear por minutos cuando tiene a unos maletas al lado que no le van a enseñar nada?
Si son maletas y tú estás en la banca, ¿qué te dice de vos?
Pero no creo que sea tan fácil, no creo que sea tan fácil y tan claro.
But I think now with Greg Vanny, we're going to see it different, because we can blame GBS. We can blame that system. Now with Greg Vanny, it could be now. Hey, let's see what happens. Now, he has the first start. He looks better. He has a better fit. Let's just see what he shows. Even if it's US Open Cup, I don't care if it's preseason.
Listen, to say algo, right? Like I think he still has like 3 years in. I think he has to be until 25, where he still get paid his money, but without hitting us in the salary cap, right? Because he's homegrown and does all that. So maybe he's not going to be like the best midfielder we ever seen from the Galaxy. Maybe he's a lot less than that. But if he develops into a solid player who we develop in the job, I'm okay with that. Like I listen
from I'm not saying that he's gonna be our superstar. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be our Messi. Like people say that the other kids are Messi. Like no, bro. Like you have to let him be him.
Yeah, let him be him.
I want him to be him, whoever he wants to be, the winger, the cam, wherever he feels comfortable playing at. Because I know, like, cuando eres el mejor del equipo, like USL, like he was, you can play anywhere. No importa, you're going to destroy this shit. But when you get to a more better professional league, it's like, hey, you have to decide what you think you're going to be best at. And then if it works out, great. If not, fuck, you're left back.
No, I hear you.
Hey, Jassy was right back and now he's a champion. Hey, man, Jassy was right back and now we look at him as a striker champion. Said, right back
that's the thing.
Forward.
That's the thing. Like, lo único quiero from what I would like from him, I always would love for him to become like the guy we look for in the midfield. Right? He develops. He's amazing. 2 years down the line, he's what we look for. But if it's not that, I'd just like him to be a solid player for the Galaxy that we develop from the jump. I mean, or maybe not for jump, but like from youth, like he started with the club and now he's there in the team. He's like a solid player. You just gotta give it time though, man. Because
it all comes down to like we have time still. Like I guess that's Rudy's argument between yours and Manny. Manny, you're saying like this year he needs to show us everything. Like he doesn't though because
he doesn't show us everything. I'm saying, but he hasn't showed progress every year that he's getting better. That he's getting just like, you know what I mean, fighting for minutes, fighting for this, fighting for that, you know what I mean, and then winning the spot, like, you know what I mean, show progress of that he's getting better, not just all living off of what he did at USL.
And also, like, let's see what he does on international play too, man. Like that's only gonna help him too, right? Like you said,
he made the best choice. I think he made the best choice going to Mexico. I think.
Look, you know what I want to see? I want to see him perform better in a better team. If you see him noticeably better, hopefully this year being a better team, then I'm okay with that trajectory, right?
In a better system,
yeah,
hopefully.
In a better system, like the coaching and the whole thing, like just a better organization, right? If he performs just a little bit better and we see progression there, I'm okay with it, right? Like it's hard for us to. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I think you said that right because I think even with Greg Vanny, we can see what he's trying to do. Yeah. Even if he's not telling us, we can see what he's trying to do, like trying to build. He has a young starter. He has an age person right behind him and a prospect, or it's vice versa. He has a prime starter, a young guy right behind him. You know what I mean? He has or he has and he has a reserve. So he has either a young starter, an older guy to teach him, or he has a prime guy and a young guy to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I think and I think that's what we like from GBS because we didn't know exactly what the fuck he was doing other than the 4-3-3. And I don't care what position you played, but you're playing a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think Greg Vanny
that's how we're coming out.
So like, hey, I think Greg Vanny's smart enough to be like, hey, this guy's best position is to play here as a false 9 or this and that. You know what I mean? I think that it sounds like Greg Vanny's smart enough to be like, hey, I don't have to play the same position the whole time. I can switch my shit around.
Can I just say how disappointed I am with GPS?
Yeah, because you're a whole GPS guy, right?
Yeah, 100%. Because I like GPS. I like him as a player. I like him as a coach. But man, when I'm seeing some of the little stuff that Greg Vanny is doing, and I just realize how little of that GPS is doing, I'm just like, yikes. Like this feels like right. This feels exactly what's going on, right? Again, I'm not even saying the team's gonna be better this year. I'm just saying it just feels better, right? Like the way he handles things, the way he communicates, like it just feels better. And a lot of the stuff I think GBS could have done, but he just chose not to. And it's just like I bet it wrong on this guy, you know what I mean? Because I thought he would have been better than what he was.
He was set in his ways. It's a thing. Like he went with what worked for him in Boca, and thought it was gonna be the same shit over here.
Yeah,
entirely two different leagues.
Cosa que estaba pensando también yo que estaba pensando que like GBS, I was hyped for GPS.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was hyped for GPS. I think like he won in Boca, he won in Libertadores. I'm gonna say campeón en Cerotes. You know what I mean? Even with Piojo. Oh shit, it's Piojo. I think the best signing was Greg Vanny because Piojo, even GBS, they're coming from clubs that are big, the player you want is the player you get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care what system you play, even if you're in the top Europe team. If you play a 4-3-3 and you need the fastest wingers you can probably get, the teams are gonna pay for it. Here it is. Here it is. Aquí, MLS be like, no, motherfucker, you gotta go through accumulation and then draft rotation, and then you gotta pay somebody's MC, credit card bill or something, to get one player.
Who do you want? Who do you want? Oh, that's cool. Here's what we got. You know what I mean? Like, here's what we got. Like, this guy, these guys.
Fill up the seats and shit. Like,
I can be like, oh, yo quiero pinche Cristiano Ronaldo, pinche viene about to start. Well, I got Discovery right.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of nowhere.
Exactly. Hey, listen, I think you're right. I think you're right, pero creo que yo le daba más crédito a él como entrenador, como manager, de tal vez lo que se merecía. Porque at least with the Galaxy, it was a letdown. You know what I mean? We had a playoff appearance, and we were happy about that, and that's fucked up. And we should never be happy about just making playoffs, baby.
All-time season score also, and we didn't even we didn't do we didn't do nothing.
You see Milan? Did you see Milan? Have you seen Milan recently?
No, I haven't seen him recently.
All right, they still got Zlatan, and they got knocked out of Europa, and they dropped in La Liga. He's amazing, but if you don't have a full team around him, it doesn't mean shit. Yeah. Zlatan is amazing. Right, one striker. My favorite striker, my all-time striker has always been Fat Ronaldo, CR9. That's been my favorite striker all time. But I think Zlatan for me right now he's up there because I've seen him do it for such a long time. I've seen him do it in my club. I've seen him move from my club and still do it. So he's up there for me, like all-time best striker. It doesn't mean shit if you don't put a team around him. And the Galaxy obviously didn't put a team around him.
Okay.
Or at least a good team.
Vamos a cambiarle aquí el tema.
Yeah, I'm in a hell.
Sad as shit. I'm all sad right now. I'm all depressed. Cheers, guys.
Okay, Manny, ya no.
¿Cómo te extraño, Zlatan?
Fucking Rudy, fuck up the
My
room.
bad. I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta look.
All right, let's talk. Before we talk Liga Galaxia, let's go ahead and talk Liga G. I know a lot of us play it. We're in the off season already, so
Hey, Manny, we haven't done Sin Paja.
Oh, you wanna do Sin Paja? All right, cool.
Let's do Sin Paja first.
No, let's do Liga G, and then we're gonna do Sin Paja, and then we're gonna do Liga Galaxia. So if you guys have questions for anybody here with Chapin, Rudy, or Jesse, if you guys have it, we're gonna answer Sin Paja. We have to tell you the straight answer. If you guys have put in the chat, if not, we're gonna ask each other a straight up question. Fuck it. All right.
Can I say fuck you for telling me about this like right when we got on and not telling me before so I could be prepared or say no? Like you just told me we're doing this. Like I was like, hey, I'm asking a question. You can't lie about it. What the fuck?
All right. So we're gonna talk Liga G. Obviously, we're in the off season. Congratulations to Rhino. Big shout out to Jasmine and Hammer for actually doing the podcast. Going on for the commentary for Liga G final. That shit was pretty good.
That was fun.
Great. It was a great game. It was a great game.
Hammer was in bars too? Oh, like, what's going on there?
What a fucking game.
Oh, hey, fucking El Pato was sweaty, baby. He was in there. He was going at it.
Yeah, man. It was good. It was good.
They called it a great game. So congratulations to Rhino. Everybody's a free agent now. So you were expected to have some free agency going around. And I think we're gonna have some tournaments coming in the near future. We're not exactly sure what it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be World Cup again. I don't know if it's gonna be
Chapin is back or what?
Chapin is. I don't know. We don't know yet. We're talking about it. We're taking a break, but we're gonna be back. I think next week, and we're gonna start talking about what we're gonna start doing. So hopefully you guys are ready for that. How did you guys feel about the whole league? If you guys want to go walk around, Borracheks. I know Jesse was the Galacticos, but I know you joined late. But Borracheks, what do you think about the whole season overall? Everything.
From Borracheks side, is super disappointed. Right, we put in a long preseason.
The chat.
Oh, they know it. We all know it. Like Borracheks, and we're not trying to front. Like disappointed because we put in
Borracheks.
Yeah, you better back the fuck up, dog. You better. You're gonna go from left back to left bench. You keep no, just listen. Listen. I'm sorry. I get personal, dog. Chill. But straight up, I thought we did a good preseason. I thought we were stronger than when we came up, but we had so many games that we just dropped. Like because we played better, we just didn't score or we let in dumb goals and we just dropped so many points. So last year for Liga G, super disappointing because I thought we were gonna be better than where we ended up in. Sucks. You know the feeling.
Any final thoughts on Liga G? I know you joined in half of the season.
Hey, Manny, wait. I see a comment right here. Rudy to Galacticas in some
What
like
the
eyes.
fuck? Damn. I don't know. Like the rumors free
I don't
agency
know
already
that.
started. I already know. There's Will
Uh-huh.
Forbes out there. Hey, Will Forbes out there making out fucking rumors.
Nah, man. I'll say this right. I for sure am tied with Borrachex for season 4. After that, after that, they didn't have my roam into the free agency, but for season 4, listen, here it is. I'm not.
Salud, pues, salud.
Salud. Here it is, right? I'm gonna go out with a bang. We gotta win some more checks. I can't go without winning anything about a check. So I gotta stay there at least for one more season, trying to make that shit happen.
Yeah, you beat me right to it, dog.
You piece of shit, dog. You guys are pieces of shit. Fuck you guys. Butter checks, baby. Butter checks, baby. Let's go. Hey, listen. I might be. Listen, you tell me I play with Kevin. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. I like Kevin, dog.
All right, hold on.
Kevin is my legion of doom.
We'll leave that to Liga Galaxia talk. Let's go. Jesse, any final thoughts about anything?
Oh man, it was definitely fun. It was different. You guys are a little bit more organized than our league over in the Xbox league. So.
Hey, Jesse, aquí no te maltratamos, ¿verdad? Aquí no te maltratamos, ¿verdad?
Ahí lo quieren. Ahí lo quieren.
Ahí quieren el garrote.
Aquí te queremos. Aquí te queremos.
It was a fun experience, and also I got to meet some new people. So that was dope too. Like Chapin right here, right? Like that's my boy now.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a dope
Garrote y palo están juntos.
Mira lo que te va a tocar.
Right now, people have so much free time. Like this is dope. Like to bring everybody together. Like we don't have the games, we don't have the tailgates, so it's just awesome, right? Like you're meeting new people and still hanging out with G's. Like this is what it's all about. Like that's dope. I liked it.
Yeah, it is. It is. My favorite part about any of the leagues is like I've met people. I got to know people, right? Like because I know some of these people, but never really hanged out, talked to them. But just being on the party chat, talking shit to each other, or not talking shit to each other. I guess for you guys, I don't know what you guys do. You guys are weird. You guys don't talk shit to each other, but like you know what I mean. Like
no, we talk shit, pero le mandamos un beso también juntos. Like,
no, somos malos. Somos malos.
We'll tell them, fucking do that. Thank you.
Listen, like we bought our checks. I met people that I've known. I get to meet them different levels and hang out with them differently because of that. People I don't know, like on the Chapin is like for the World Cup in Liga Alexa, or Chapin is in the World Cup in Liga G or Liga Alexa. Both of them have World Cup, right? Like I got to meet people. We had Mixer Cup, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. But like I get to meet people who I probably wouldn't have met if it wasn't for this. So these communities are super dope because of that. That's the reason I fucking love this shit.
All right, Chapin, for Liga G, for a season off, going off, ¿qué piensas o qué?
No, ya lo he dicho, para mí es algo bonito. Like, I meet a lot of people right here. Like, primero jugué con bastante gente, he conocido a bastante gente, ahorita ya nos fuimos a Xbox, vamos a hablar de esos ratitos, pero aquí ya hice 14 o 13 amigos. ¿Sí me entiendes? Gracias a esta liga. Y después de ahí hemos hablado aparte en los party chat, hemos salido. Ahí fue donde conocí a Jesse, cuando fuimos a Buffalo Wild. Pasamos un rato todo. Ya después este cerote tirándome calzón andaba allá.
De que lo recogiera.
Personally,
it was very cool.
I said, me personally, I want to thank all the administration that put the work behind the scenes. Scott, Bob, Buki, Brun, Hammer, Albie that did all that shit on the stream.
Yeah.
Big props because that shit's badass. To our sponsors,
and hard.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for helping us and fucking with us. The LA Galaxy to take an initiative in our pro clubs league, Common Corners, New FC, Cali Classics, and all the other sponsors that fuck with us, even in season 2, season 1, whatever. I appreciate all you guys. I hope season 4 be big and better. I know we've gotten like maybe like 15 new free agents that kind of tagged along that found out about us. Um, if you know what I mean. I just love it. I shit. I'm taking 1 week off now. I have to start looking at what the fuck am I gonna do for season 4? How to get this shit better. You know what I mean? Being a part of
that's good work, though, man. Listen,
it's you too, Manny.
Yeah, that part, right? Because I know, like, I've been playing on Xbox from day one, but we took and we still take a lot of inspiration from what Liga G is doing, right? Because you guys set in standard, at least when it comes to the Galaxy community, is setting standard on how what it's supposed to be for a gaming community for the Galaxy community, because it's dope, man. It's like that work. Like I was just chatting with Scott and talking about some stats on how you guys tracking stats, and just like that, just the work there alone is super impressive.
He's a mastermind, bro. He's a fucking
super impressive, man.
Motherfucker sends me spreadsheets like around 2 a.m. I'm like, hey, motherfucker, hey, talk to me in English, bro. Talk to me in English.
Hey, Rudy, y otra cosa que te quería preguntar a vos, Jesse, porque necesito un consejo. ¿Cómo le hacen ustedes para administrar el tiempo para jugar PS4, para jugar?
Ya, le van a pegar
Xbox,
por eso, güey, le van a pegar.
Y para todavía estar en el chat todo el día.
No, dale una advice al que se va a casar, a Kevin.
Mira.
Hey, Kevin, esto es para vos, lo pedí para vos, ¿ok?
I get on Xbox, I get on PlayStation, and I get on my PC a lot of time. But when the wife says, "Hey, let's do this," you know what I mean? It's like, yes. No me queda otra. Like, listen, I spend a lot of time out in front of my monitors.
Hey,
so when the wife says, "Get the fuck out,"
vos aparte de esto, todavía sos el presidente de ACB, o sea, tenés mucho peso encima.
Yeah, pero es que yo soy un idiota porque me gusta. Listen. A mí no me pueden decir, oh, this sounds like a good idea. Because if it sounds like a good idea to me, I want to be involved. Like, oh, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, I got shit going on already. Like, I got, you know what I mean? But my wife knows me. Mi esposa me reconoce de que yo no sé qué hacer si no tengo nada que hacer. You know what I mean? Necesito estar activo, necesito tener la presión. For some reason, when I'm under pressure, like, I just know how to get shit done. You know what I mean? I figure it out and I get shit done. Y eso es lo que me gusta. Pero mi vieja me conoce así. Like, she knows me from the jump. I've always been like this. So, para mí, like, se me hace fácil porque le digo, y yo hago lo que quiera, pero cuando ella me dice, hoy vamos a hacer esto.
Con razón,
yes, man.
Party, right?
Yeah, man.
Like, we're part of that, right? Like, we just stumbled upon that, huh, Rudy? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse,
girls were going out.
Girls going out. I was like, okay.
Jesse, ¿vos cómo lo haces para una advice para Kevin?
Para Kevin? Well, it's like same thing, right? Like me and my girl have been together like 13 years, so like we know each other. She knows like video games. I've always been into video games. Like I used to fucking play Halo tournaments when I was like fucking 15 years old and shit. So it's like a passion of mine. Like she has her own passions. So all I gotta do is invest into her passions, and then we're good to go.
Yep.
¿Y vos, Manny?
Para mí es
la hora de
que no me den verga, loco.
Blink twice if you need help, dog.
I'll be like, hey, I look at her plans. I'll be like, hey, what are you gonna do today? And she's like, well, why? I'm like, well, I just want to know. And I'm like, well, I have class. What time is your class over? Or like, all right, cool. You're like, why? Because maybe I want to play Xbox after your class.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, hey, if you guys look at my Discord, all I put is eyes. Because I don't do is watching to see if I can get in or not. Hey, uno sabe que happy wife, happy life.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Kevin, understand that? Yeah, you lost everything.
Yeah. All you gotta say now is yes. Just know yes very well.
Yeah.
All right, so tener la casa limpia, loco. Tener la casa limpia.
Y lavas trastes.
Una vez por semana nomás, martes.
So let's transition over to Liga Galaxia. Now
we're
coming around to the season opener.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We had the Mixer Cup, which I think was a success.
Yeah.
We have a couple of more players transitioned from Liga G going to Xbox. I know my nephews, he just hit me up that he's buying an Xbox to transition over also.
Let's go.
So, but he's going to be playing against me. I think he already made a contract with somebody. If I have to take a guess, it's going to be fucking Cosmo, because that fool's fucking Peyton is on everybody's DMs, bro, getting everybody. He doesn't want. He wants like 2 teams.
Listen,
but like
yeah,
he was in the chat. He was
so
in the
now,
chat saying
yeah.
Rudy for because of this.
So let's go ahead and talk about Liga Galaxia. Rudy, I know you've taken over a bigger role into Liga Galaxia. So tell us anything you might know, want to share with us that we don't know yet.
Yeah, first of all, let me shout out Timmy and Adrian, Timmy and Bo, dog. Like I gotta shout them up because I want to be in the background, right? Like I remember I told you I take on shit, like I take on too much shit. Like I gotta be in the background. Like I need Timmy and Adrian. They're doing their thing. Like I'm backing them up or whatever they need, helping them out with like a lot of design shit. But like there's Peyton asked to kind of take a step back this season, so we're helping them out. Again, taking a lot of inspiration from Liga G and what they're doing. So we're trying to set up for season 3 to fall in line a lot closer to what Liga G is doing it, especially because of what you mentioned, right? Like we have a lot of players who are coming in from Liga G. We want to make it a cohesive thing. So like, at the end of the season, we saw players coming from Xbox going into Liga G, and we've seen that come the other way around. So we want to make it a cohesive thing where like people kind of get what they're doing all the time, right? In both leagues. So we're taking a lot of inspiration from Liga G into Liga Galaxia. Starting off with introducing some roster caps, right? I can't tell you the number yet because the captains still have to decide about this, but that's one of those things where like we're asking to see like rosters and set a cap on how many players each roster could have, so we could get more players. By saying that, we got 2 new teams coming into the season.
Yeah, so Peyton can't get every damn player that's coming in, right?
That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. What I was trying to say is Peyton can have 25 players in the team because we want other teams. But yeah, we got 2 new teams. One of them being the Reserves FC, which seemed really interesting because they got a lot of players who are good. And I don't know why they call their name. They call themselves the Reserves, but the Reserves FC is coming into the league, and we have FC Alcoholics, which is a team I really like already. You know what I mean?
Like, I like that name already.
Yeah, just by name.
Then I joined the. Hey, Jesse, let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
we'll show them, dog. We'll show them.
They trying to have a drink off or what? What's up?
Listen, again, but they can't go. I think they're a welcome part of the community with the name like Alcoholics FC. I think they'll fit right in. So we got some new teams coming in, as well as tracking some more stats. Like you guys were trying to name a MVP, a Golden Boot, hopefully a Defensive Player of the Year. And shit like that. So yeah, taking a lot of inspiration from Liga G into Liga Galaxia, trying to get more organized and competitive, like Liga G is right now.
So let me ask you now with the whole new recruitment, the whole new revamp of Liga Galaxia going on for season, you guys are in season 3 now.
Yep.
Where do you see each team coming in? The originals and the new ones coming in.
Yeah, listen, the team to beat is still going to be Star-Lords. They flexed on us. Just
I'm going to tell you right now, Scott went to Star-Lord, so that's already a dagger towards me because, we're like this. He better not text me. And right now that we're in off season, he better not text me at 2 a.m. talking about, hey, big head. Nah, I'm like, fuck that. You're Star-Lord's homie.
Yeah.
Homie.
Listen.
I'm a crib walk on that food.
Listen, we'll start, but straight up though, like Star-Lord's a team that you always like. They just flexed on us. They just won the championship in Division 1, right? And all Pro Clubs players know how hard that is.
That's a big flex, baby.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to accomplish. And they just flexed on us. I think it was yesterday. I seen it. Another, oh, you motherfucker, right? So that's a big flex. So they're always a team to beat. So is Effort, right? Effort unfortunately has taken 2 L's in the finals versus Star-Lords in our 2 seasons. But they're a team like that's gonna be hard, right? Like the whole objective for everybody else in the league. And I'm sorry, Star-Lords, and I'm sorry, Effort, but it's to not let these motherfuckers be in the final again. You know what I mean? Like that's the goal right now. Like we don't want, first of all, we don't want Star-Lords to get a treat beat, and I don't even want Effort to get a championship. Come on, like these guys been in the league. You know what I mean? Like somebody has to step up. But listen,
whenever we play Star-Lords, I must drop the boats Addy, so we gotta show up. Like, I think that was it off or something.
Yeah.
Transformer.
It was a fucking wire cutter, just cut everything, dog. No light, no phone, nothing, dog. No, but straight up, like, but at the same time, I gotta give a shout out to Cosmo. Cosmo, see, you mentioned it before we started talking about it. Like, Peyton has been on a mission to try to recruit like the best players around, right, to get him in there. I know Chonchos are coming back. They look like they want to do something.
He's been in semifinals back to back. He's there with Effort. If he cannot against Meat Everett in the semifinals, maybe he takes that.
There's a chance.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a chance. Listen, and again, I'm talking about the Reserves FC. I think that's gonna be a team you want to look out for because they got players from a lot of teams who are interesting. So it's a good look, and it's always straight from the stands in there. I think this year we're putting in work. So I'm hoping we have a better showing than we did last year. I mean, it's not a high bar. So
one team that I saw last year that I actually saw promising was Escuadrón.
Escuadrón,
That I felt that it was promising. I just think they felt a lot of comfortable and they just couldn't close out the games.
Yeah.
What do you feel about them coming into the new season? Are they bringing in? Do you know if they're bringing in any new players? They're keeping the same crowd, or what they're doing?
Listen, that's the thing with them, and I'll say the same for effort. Like they keep the shit quiet, but for sure, like season through season, even through like some of the tournaments we've seen their players kind of get better. Right? I know last season for at least for Liga Galaxia, it was a transition year. We went from field 20 to field 21, so maybe not all the players had like their full stack yet or their full build. This year, though, I'm expecting all the teams to have like
even for straight from the stand, right?
Man, that was the problem for straight from the stands. That was the problem for straight from the stands.
Right, before we get to straight from the stand, okay. What about Guardians? Guardians have also been out there in the playoff runs and fighting. They've met Star Lords a couple of times. If they keep, I think if Cosmos and Guardians can just transition over to the side, maybe they give themselves a chance to get to the final against each other.
Yeah. Again, right? Like it's that thing. Like they haven't posted much, so I'm not sure how deep into the preseason they are. But as you can see, like you have to put in the work in Liga Galaxia to beat Star Lords, right? Because they're putting in that work already. They just won Division 1. So if you're not putting in the same work, it's gonna be tough to beat them, right? Same thing goes for effort. They've been consistent. So teams in Liga Galaxia really got to put in the work to beat the two prime teams, which is effort and Star Lords, right? Like it or not, like those are two prime teams. They're super strong. They're super well rounded. Straight from Stanton's got the card on Star Lords, but effort is a different story. They play good as well. So there's a lot of teams, and the thing about it, like I know it seems because they won back-to-back championships and they played effort back-to-back, seems like those two are super dominant, but it's not necessarily all that. Like you see a lot of the games, they're not blowout games. There's always some, but like a lot of games are super tight where there's 1 or 2 goal difference between them. So I'm hoping we could step it up more than that.
One thing when I talked about with Timmy when they were on the show and said about with Liga Galaxia, and I've talked to Peyton and I've talked to Boat about like how can we help? Obviously I was Liga G. Mm-hmm. How can we help keep growing Liga Galaxia? Because I think we go pair. Yeah. You know what I mean? Both leagues, if they both keep growing together or they keep stable together at the same time, I think it's great because that's what we need as e-gamers.
Yeah.
And one thing he told me, like, stability of players playing up. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see how I can find out how to get an Xbox. Let me see how I can actually transition over. And one thing I told you, Rudy, I was like, hey, we're not the best, but we're always going to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're always there present to practice. And I think Jesse was telling like, hey, these fools are always fucking, they take practice serious. You know what I mean? They're fucking showing up. If you don't practice, you don't play.
Yeah.
Type of shit. Like, you know what I mean?
I built my striker already.
No.
He's calling you out, Jesse. On Xbox 2? On Xbox 2? On Xbox 2?
I think I said like.
I hope you have fun at Cosmo SC.
Una cosa como chonchos, I was saying like, it was hard for us to get players. Is one thing I told my nephews. I have 2 nephews. I have one nephew that has an Xbox that's I think messed up, and I think the other one is gonna buy one. So I told him like, hey, just fix that one. Join a team. Meet new people, meet new friends, these people need players. And they're like, all right, cool. And then I see them, all right, we're gonna go get them fixed, we're gonna go do this, and we're gonna reach out. If you need help, we'll find you people to play with. Well, you know what I mean, like that, stuff like that.
Listen,
that can help us.
And that's one of the reasons why we launched the Liga Galaxia Discord, right? In the Liga Galaxia Discord, we have a channel for free agents. So if you're a free agent that hasn't played around, you hop in there and say, man, I am Jesse. I usually play striker cam. I'm 89 rated or whatever it is, right? And then we have like teams pull up for fucking friendlies or drop-ins, so you can see them and you can start playing around with them. Listen, we talked a little bit about the Mixer Cup, and the Mixer Cup, it was called the Mixer Cup for that because we wanted to mix things up. We wanted to get people who usually don't play with each other to play with different teams. And that was, at least, listen, for whatever the season or the tournament was, it was short. But we accomplished that, right? And I know that for a fact because I was hanging out with some of the players that either whether like I met him before or not, like we're just kind of vibing and just kind of cracking jokes and laughing. And
George got a best friend, huh? Well, we'll name him not nameless, but you know what I mean. George had like best friend. He was talking about it the whole damn party chat. Like, hey, shut the fuck up already, goddamn.
Yeah,
this guy does this.
Even I have a story about this, right?
Yeah.
That's a mean ass trip.
Well, hey, what's that? Te tres historias.
So trip out, right? I have a cousin on my dad's side. So when I was a kid, I was really close to my dad's side, and like my dad kind of like separated from his side of the family a little bit. So he was my older cousin growing up, and I stopped talking to him for like a long time. So somehow this guy, he ended up on Star Lords. He's a little bit older than me, and it chipped out. Like I didn't even know he was a Galaxy fan. Like he has a kid now, like and everything. Like out of nowhere, we just started talking, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is my cousin, like that I knew from years ago, right? Like, and I haven't talked to him in years. So he plays for Star Lords, and then we ended up on the same mixer cup together and shit. And we started talking again. And like I didn't even know he was a Galaxy fan. Like we haven't heard from each other like in 10, 15 years and shit. Not even 15,
how crazy is that?
Say fucking 25 years, dog. Like I can't.
Hey, boy. Hey, reuniting family.
Reuniting family, baby.
Yeah,
reuniting family. You know what I mean?
Hey, copyright that. Reuniting family.
Yo, but that's crazy, right? Like
I have a question for you, Jesse. I have a question for you, dog. So your cousin, you know, he's a 2-time champion with Star Lords, and the best you got is fucking Chapin.
I ask myself that question every day, dog. Okay. I'm in the same position too. He's a wingback, so.
Where we at, coach? Where we at?
Hey, listen.
Champion family.
So Chipato, last year it was so bad that we didn't even have a left back though, right? Like.
Yeah,
like we couldn't show.
Now we have a bench, baby. Now we have a bench.
Yeah, listen,
we got a bench, baby. All right.
And Manny, can I go? Can I put my straight from the stands cap on and talk about straight from the stands now? For,
yeah, go
the
ahead.
pro club.
No, okay, here you go. Your segment for straight from the stands, pro clubs, Coach Rudy.
Here it is. Right, last year was so heartbreaking for me. Like if you guys go see our last stream of the year or last stream of the season, I literally snapped. I had one of those moments where I just snapped and I talk shit because like, I'm not, like my face is on stream Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Sunday.
I've seen it, bro. I'll be honest.
Taking L's, all right?
And I know that, and I know that side.
Yeah,
you know that feeling? All right,
at the same time, dog.
Listen, the last game of the season, I go into like the start menu and I see like our ratings and like most of these fools are rated 84, dog, and we're playing against 89 rated. And I'm like, fool, you fools didn't even put the work in to get like your players up. Like, how do you expect to win, right? Like, I get it. We've been playing FIFA for a long time, but so have these fools. This year's different though. This season is different, right? We started practicing early.
Baby, I'm doing drop-ins by myself. I don't give a fuck.
Let's do the glitch. I told you about it. Let's talk about it offline. But this season is different. Listen, you came in, and the dope thing about you and your boys is that you guys are used to like putting in that work. You know what I mean? Like I say, hey, let's practice. You guys are like, yeah, that makes sense. For us, it's different this season because we usually didn't do that. Last season, I think we played outside of the season. I think we played at 15 games. 15 games outside of the season. We only played 15 games together.
What division you guys were at?
Like 8th.
Yeah.
Like we never got past it. We never got past it at all. And that was a problem. Like, oh no, listen, there was a lot of problems, but that was one of them, right? George can't beat anybody in pace because you don't have the pace for it. Period. Right? Like, so this year, at least in that front, we're competitive.
I would say, is George our Efra that he plays everywhere? Like you're a striker, you're left back, you're this, you're that.
No, stop. No, let's. George has his place. George has his place. Everybody, that's the thing, though, right?
Cam or right winger or left winger? I need to know what he's at.
Depends on what formation we're playing. You know, he's either Cam or right. One of the two.
George Alvarez. I will call that now.
But listen, with the inclusion of you guys, like now we got a full spot. Like we could field 10 players and still have somebody to swap out, right? And it's dope and it's hard at the same time because like I could see Chapin's strengths, I could see Glenn's strengths, I could see DNA's strengths, and those are my rotational players. And it's you see me. Some of these practices, I'm not even playing. I'm playing like any in the keeper, right? Because like I want to see what the fuck is going on. And is a good problem to have when I have players who I don't know who needs to play and who doesn't. The who needs to sit down is a hard decision. That's a good thing to have. That's a good problem to have.
I think competition is good to have, and I think that's what everybody starts feeling. They have to show up to practice because competition is there.
Yeah, and I made it clear. earlier. I said, you know what I mean? Like the people who are playing is because they're showing up and they deserve to play, right? I don't give a fuck if you think you're dope. If you're not putting in that work, it doesn't mean anything, right? I need to win, motherfuckers. Please, I'm begging you. Please.
So, if your prediction,
please
put on your coach hat. What is our prediction for season coming up? What do you think Straight from the Stands gonna be at?
If it's not semifinal, I don't want it. If it ain't semifinal, I don't want it, baby. I want to give us a shot to go to a final. That's what I want.
Jesse,
if it ain't semifinal, I don't want it.
Championship.
Yeah,
game.
Yeah. Listen. I want us to fight for that.
I don't see why not.
I want us to fight for that, right? Like I want us to go up against Effort. I want us to go up against Star-Lords or any other team who finishes this in the top 4. And I want to give it, or top 6 actually. And I want to make it to the game where if we win this, we go to the final. I want to have that, right? Like easy.
So
that's
you say that you want to smile in the stream.
Yes, and not ironically, because I do these like a dumb. You know what I mean? Like I don't really mean them.
When he does a home goal, he smiles like that.
Accurate.
You can't be goalie. You can't be goalie.
Come on, you tell me my 5-foot goalie, my 5'4" goalie didn't play good. He played bomb. He put his work. But listen,
let me ask this to Chapin. Chapin transition from Liga G going to Liga Galaxia. How do you feel going into that, to the new season, new team, new party chat? Te cagan el palo cada pinche every game. Like, you know what I mean?
It's Manny all the time too. It's Manny
for real. Like, this shit is new for me. I never played Xbox before in my life.
Yeah.
Not even one game. Not even one game. No, güey, no tenía ni cucarachas ni Xbox.
No, eso ya las conocía.
No conocía la cuca antes de Xbox.
Nah, but for real, like, it's hard because it's the first time that I'm playing that shit. Like, yo nunca había jugado ni siquiera así jugando, nunca había jugado a Xbox. It's my first time, and it's hard. Aunque se siente un poquito menos la presión porque, pues,
somos malos porque somos malos.
Pero, o sea, allá les vale verga. O sea, el mediocampista está de delantero, el lateral está de delantero, el Jesse falla goles.
Se nota cagar palos solamente.
Like, puta, ya me regañan por no subirse. Aquí me regañaban por subir.
El Liga G te esas cagas. Chapin, say your ass down.
Get that tweet ready.
El Liga Galaxia te dicen, subir, meter gol, cerote. Eres Marcelo.
Well, listen, that's part of it.
Release, free agent. We have parted ways mutually.
That's part of this season's preseason, right? Is finding our positions and finding our routine. Like, yeah, we gotta find that because last season we thought we had set something, and when it came down to it, it wasn't necessarily what we needed, right? So this year is all about that. It's all about finding the right chemistry in the right positions for us to actually achieve anything. Because again, I cannot go another season fucking taking L's. This is my
let me ask your striker, your striker, Jesse, your thoughts about your team, thoughts on where you should be at the season, and your thoughts on the other teams that are actually building up. They, like I said, Star-Lords lost Vic, but they got Scott. Another good player. Peyton's out there recruiting everybody and our moms. God damn,
he's still in the chat right now.
Yeah, he still is. Hey, past his bedtime, he's still out there just tweeting. I'm gonna get somebody. You see, Choncho's actually coming back with a redeem season. Yeah. Like, they want to actually prove.
They got something to prove. Yep.
You know what I mean? Guardians of the Galaxy actually lost twice in the semifinals. Like, they want to win it too. Like, Effort, he's been to the final 2 times and lost. They want to win that. You know what I mean? So, what do you think? Like, your thoughts on the upcoming season? As a striker, do you have that chicha pressure?
So it's like I know my guys, right? Like
I say, and Chapin, I can confirm he built a striker.
Fucking
Tuesday
4'9". So I
Hey,
know my
Rudy,
guys like
Wait. Rudy,
with the
tell
setup.
Jesse how many goals I scored after he left. 2 goals, papa. Los que vos no metiste toda la noche.
Wow, you cerote.
So,
All right, talk your shit,
so I'm
Jesse.
not sleeping no more, I guess. so,
Yeah,
so the thing is, like, I know these guys. I've been playing with them for a long time. Even before the Liga G thing or Galaxia was even a thing, we used to play pro clubs.
Yep.
And even before that, we used to play a lot of fucking Ultimate Team. So I know they're good. Like everybody on this team is good. It's just like that's the thing. Like it really felt that no one was actually like fully committed to it. Like we didn't take that shit seriously. So like everybody has the skills. We just gotta fucking learn to fucking work together and figure our problems out because we do talk a lot of shit. Like it's what we do though. Like regardless of what the fuck we're doing, we're talking shit each other. Even though we love each other, but we talk a lot of shit and it's just learning how to fucking play with each other and figuring that shit out. Like I know on paper we could be the best team. It's just learning how to play well together. And like
Galaxy
it's
as
good
fuck, dog.
yeah, and we make that joke all the fucking time. It's like we'll be fucking up 3 on the fucking
Yeah, but
half and
I'm
shit.
going.
And
I'm
then
going
fucking
based on. Okay, my question is going based on you as a striker. You're the shoulders, like the team is on your shoulders to put in. What is your prediction? What do you want to? 10 goals, 15 goal season. What do you need to do to make this team a playoff? Not even you said final team. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
we have
That
to
that
be
that
though.
that,
Like
that lies on you, Rooney, and even
George.
George
George,
Alvarez.
George Alvarez.
Like what do you need to do to make this team you say you wanted the commitment. Now you have people that are coming in that's, I'm not gonna say we're the best, but you have the commitment
Yeah,
out of us.
commitment's a big part of it though.
The commitment's out of it.
Commitment's
now
huge
now
part of it.
now what is the next step? You have that already. You have the commitment to
Now,
for
now,
us.
now we need to learn how to play well together. Like, and I think that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Like, how to connect. Like so sometimes where we just fall flat, and we just gotta learn how to connect with each other. Like it has to be a team thing. Like there's games where like we play amazing and it's like this 1-2 passes and shit and like we're just fucking vibing and fucking making shit happen. And so there's like we can't even fucking push that shit like nowhere near the midfield and shit.
Yeah.
Like we can't hold possession. Like and it's like how do we get that all the time, right? Like learning how to play well together all the fucking time, not just
Uh,
sometimes.
Yeah.
and one
So
thing that I'm gonna ask,
consistency, like
yeah, but one thing I'm gonna ask, like, okay, you said that you guys couldn't get out of Division 8 last season,
me
right?
sé.
we didn't
Well, we
try
didn't
though.
try.
That's the
We didn't
shit.
try.
We
That's
didn't try
yeah.
to.
No, either or. You didn't try. You couldn't. Your team was in Division 8. Your AIs are in Division 8. About
Yep.
whatever the case may be, it right? What your
Yep.
goalkeeper, whatever the
Yep.
it all matters at the end of the day because the grind that you put in behind the work, your AIs get.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it showed.
And then now I think we're in Division 4, right? We're going on
Yep.
to Division 3, and like, and one goal that that I know I've expressed when we're playing, hey, we need to be in Division 2, Division 1 by the time season starts.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't care if we have to play fucking Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. Is that hey, we need to grind this shit out to make sure that if one guy don't show up, our AIs are up to par.
Yep.
Our goalie's up to par. Our players are up to par. To you're playing against starters. They're maxed out players. Effort maxed out players. Cosmo
Yep.
maxed out players. And our players need to be up to fit to compete against these guys.
Yep.
Whatever position we decide to play, whatever like that. But us being at Division 8 is a disadvantage.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Man,
especially when we're
but
playing with like four computer players every game too. Like we don't have a
yeah.
full team every single game. Like not even
Yeah.
close.
And the thing about it, like not even trying to, to your horn here or anything like that, but like the fact that you guys came in and now we have a full roster and some puts pressure on everybody else, right? Because I told him when after last season, after season finished, I was upset and I told him like this can't happen again another season. I'm not down to play another season if this is what we're doing. If we're not committing, let's not do this, right? You guys coming in, you guys putting pressure on everybody in the team to kind of like
This
show up.
funny story is that like and I think me and you talked after the season and all that. You were like, "Oh man, fuck this shit, I'm mad and all that," right? And I'm
Yep.
like, "Hey, look, if I get an Xbox, I'll transition it over and I'll go to straight from stats, and that gives you an extra body. Just put me in
Yep.
wherever you need me to play it, and I'll play it, right?" So I put it in art. I told Kevin that I was gonna go to Xbox. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how or what, but I'm gonna go because the way I think about it, like both leagues have to go in par.
Yep.
So then at like 2 days later, he's like, if you go to Xbox, I'm going with you. I'm like, whoa,
Let's
what the
go.
fuck? I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, I don't know if they actually have room or not. I was like, I don't know if they have room or not. Let me ask him. And then Chapina, I remember, well, if you two are going, I'm going too. I'm like, hey, Cerote, like, yeah. Hey,
We were like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Hey, it's a 3-pack coming, baby.
I'll take it, man.
2.5.
2.5. Yeah. You beat me to it, Chavez. Fuck yeah.
It was funny because I was like, I don't know how these fools are gonna take it because obviously you guys had 9 to 10 players last year.
Now we had 7 total.
No, but I'm saying, but from what the games that I saw.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, now you're bringing 3 players. Like, hey, we're actually gonna push them to like that.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to fucking play against us because we're not the best, but we're gonna show up and we're gonna practice. Even we talk about it. Hey, it's practice today. Show up. It's practice today. Show up. It's practice today. Show up.
Yeah.
You know, even with our League of G start, we're like, hey, when is practice? Practice starts this day. Take your 2-week vacation. We start grinding out this day.
And then come back. Yeah.
You know, we start grinding out. We don't know when the season's gonna start, but we start grinding. You know what I mean? We need to get better. We need to try different formations. We need to try different shit. And I think that's what we're pushing now.
Listen,
let's try different formation. Let's try different things. Let's go ahead and try because we have players that can try this stuff with us.
Can I say personally, right? This is not for a team, but just me. Because I've been playing center back the last season or so. Kevin was fucking blessing, bro. I love Kevin, dog. Like Kevin, like he plays defensively similar to me, right?
Yeah,
so we're both.
Porque no te ha gritado, no te ha gritado.
Oh, he can scream at me all he wants, man. Like,
Kevin's a big pickup, dog.
Envolvamos al Rudy y mañana llevemos el regalo al Kevin.
Yeah. me voy. Like, listen,
pop out the cake. Okay.
and I seen Kevin play with me now. Like he plays on our practice, but Kevin ended up in our team for the Mexico Cup.
Out of a sudden, right? That first round pick for Rudy, it goes to Kevin. Coincidence?
That wasn't me. That literally wasn't. That was not me. I didn't even talk about it like that. I didn't even talk about it because I got picked. I got picked like in the 4th round or something like that, right? So I wasn't in the 1st round. So like I didn't even realize it was Kevin, and then I realized him. I was like, oh, it's gonna be dope because I get to play with him before our season starts. And my God, dog, I love Kevin, dog. I straight up love. I can play center back any day as long as Kevin's playing next to me, dog. Me and him.
Hey, just
love him.
Nelson, what the fuck? Nelson, ¿qué?
Nelson's not showing up. Nelson knows it. I said it very clearly. Yep. Listen. Yep. Exactly, baby. He has to go out there, stretch for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Just get his whole stretching, and maybe he comes in for a second game. But listen, right now,
hey, calentar, we'll call you when you're ready.
Yeah, though. Right now, though, like, listen, he understands what we're trying to do, and he sees that he plays center back similar to how I play center back. So that gives a lot of room to the wingbacks to move up. Because we got it covered. Because me and Dafu, like, we know how to sit there and be patient with it. I love it.
I feel bad a little bit about Masa because I think Masa will probably enjoy it now more than he probably did the last couple of seasons. Because I think he was a very serious person to try to win FIFA.
Yeah.
And I think now that he gets more serious people behind him, hey, let's do this.
Masa will be back eventually.
Yeah,
but he's in the roster, right? He's in the roster, right?
Yeah, he will be roster. But even last year, like he was also
Masa
like
can play a striker.
Masa can play everything.
I was getting at you. Listen, but even last year, like Masa was one of the players.
Step on him, dog.
Masa last year or a couple years he's been playing FFL, which is a 1v1 manual settings league. Really dope. You guys haven't checked it out. League. Yeah, it's really dope league. It's 1v1. It's like the FIFA meets Football Manager because it's really in depth with like the roster and everything. It's really dope. A lot of time you need a lot of time to play with it. You need to dedicate a lot of time to it. A lot of
commitment to do that shit.
Yeah, so Masa's been really focused on that. I think he won it 1 year, and he was like he's runner up in the 2nd year. So he didn't commit a lot of time to pro club. So he's one of the players who's rated 83, 82 for me. I get it. I love him. Masa's my guy. Like Masa's my guy. Masa's my little brother.
All that shit.
No, but but it's funny that I suck. I suck at one-on-ones, bro. Literally suck at one-on-ones. I cannot play that shit. You know, but you put me in pro clubs, CDM, or anything around the
That's your
middle,
shit.
I'm gonna tear shit up.
That's how you feel
know?
it, yeah.
I ain't gonna put it out here, but fuck, I had some pretty good top interceptions, top tackles, and my stats.
Are you still salty about that, huh? You still salty about not getting the defensive player of the year or the midfield of the year?
You know what? Bruce deserves it, bro. Bruce
he's consistent too, though.
He's consistent. He's top notch. He's a champion. I cannot compare myself to a champion if I have not even seen playoffs.
Cheers.
I'm honest to myself.
Cheers to that.
Side. I'm honest to myself on that. If I ever want to get to compare to myself to Bruce, I need
some chips.
I need some chips or get to the dance. Some type of playoff, some type of thing to meet him there. You know what I mean? And doesn't matter how many tackles, doesn't matter how many interceptions, doesn't matter how many stuff like that. If I can't help my team get there, it means nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, listen, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, right? Because this year, you're a witness to how I've been taking straight from the stands, right? I'm coming into the offseason for Liga G the same way. I told the boys at Borrachex, like, yo, let's run it back, but let's really run it back. Let's win. Like, no more of this, like, good game. We could have done better. Fuck that. Let's just do better. Let's win. Like, both teams, bro. I need to win in both leagues. I need to be, listen, all right, maybe I don't win, but I need to fucking be in the picture when the last days come, right? When it's playoffs time, when it's semifinal time. I want my teams. I want Borrachex. I want Straight from the Stands Pro Club to be there, dog, and fighting for that. Like, I just need that. Like, that's who I need. That's who I am. That's what we need. I need this fucking shit. I'm done with fucking, like, nice guy shit. Let's go. Let's fucking win. Sorry, my bad.
We're gonna get ready to go to the kind of like our final segment kind of going on. So, Sin Paja.
Sin Paja.
So since we didn't get any questions in the chat, any of us, we could play, Ring Around the Rosie, whatever the fuck you guys want. We can ask each other a question, and you have to answer Sin Paja. All right? Anybody want to start off and ask anybody else so that we can just bounce off each other?
I'll go first.
Malapas.
I'll go first. And I wish Kevin was here so he can answer this too, but in a year's time, right? It's March 20th, 2022. Where's Community in your eyes?
Hold on. Who are you asking? Me or about to start?
You, many. Hermano, many.
This is Kevin's baby. This is his idea from the beginning. I'm just helping him grow it. And I see his thought process going on moving forward. Sin Paja, this is going to be a nice segment that's going to enlighten our community, our city, and our G's. And I think Kevin has the right head for it to do this differently. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kid you not, there's great podcasts out there for great recaps, for great insight of different stuff. And I think his version of what he's thinking is gonna be great. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. In 1 year, I think we're gonna be he or us. If he carry us, we're gonna be good.
Sin paja, esto va a ser bueno después.
Yeah, listen, I'm a fan. I'm a fan from the jump. Like I seen you guys working with community members who are not necessarily talking about soccer and talking about what they're doing and what their hustle is and all that. And I think that is really, really dope. I really like that idea. It's dope. Funny is something when we started the Straight from the Stand Discord, it was intended for similar reasons, right? I wanted to get to know more of the community and involve more of the community into a show. I kind of taken a step back because I really, really like what community is doing or the goal for community and highlighting that. Like, I think you guys fill in a great spot that was potentially missing, right? Or something that we hadn't thought about yet. But the fact that it's here now, like, I love it. I fucks with it. So I'm here for it. Hopefully 1 year we have the conversation and it's a lot better than you can even imagine. Kevin.
Well, all right, Jesse, you have any questions for Sin Paja to anybody?
Sin Paja, Chapin, you killed the cucas already or what?
Ya no hay nada que me distraiga.
You fixed it already?
Yeah.
You're not gonna blame him no more when you give the ball away in the back line or what?
Yeah. Hey, Sin Paja, ya no hay nada que me distraiga. So I realized.
Vamos.
Échale, Chapín, tu pregunta sin paja. A ver qué.
Sin paja, straight for the stands. Vamos a estar en playoff next year.
Nice.
This season, I mean.
Let's go. Let's go. I like that energy.
All right, I have a sin paja, Rudy.
Oh,
We're getting those Kings Galaxy hats this Sunday or what?
First of all,
Hey, we haven't let people in the chat. They want to know.
Sin paja. The hats are in possession now.
Alphabetical order, dog. It depends where your last name is at.
No. Sin paja, we got the hats, so it's under possession. Sin paja, there is a game plan for distribution on Sunday. Sin paja, you show up and you bought a ticket with ACB for the LA Kings game, LA Galaxy night at the Kings game. You get a hat, right? You get the hats you deserve. Sin paja this Sunday. If it's not this Sunday, we're going to look at different ways to get you the hats. Pero sin paja.
Sin paja, this Sunday.
Sin paja, if you show up on Sunday.
Sin paja apenas fueron a los callejones a hacerlo.
Come chucho, hombre. Come chucho. He says, come chucho.
So with that, we're going to put in some plugs in. What's going on in our community going on this Sunday, right? We have the equipment sale going on early. Yep. We have AFJA giving out AFJA if you donate some used equipment, soccer equipment to them, or you get on their
lightly used.
Lightly used. Don't be fucking out there fucking tearing this shit up. It has no strings no more. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids at least.
No stinky shit.
You get 15% off the equipment sale. The Galaxians are also doing a Easter hunt, Easter basket. You know what I mean? Donations
for the youth. They're doing a donation drive for the youth. So, fucking Uno cards.
You get 50% off too. You get 50% off of the equipment sale. So you know what I mean. You give a little, but you get some back. So
you get all that Clipper shit on a discount right there.
You know what I mean? If you guys can, we had I think the Galaxy community had a successful donation drive with ACB and their blankets.
Yes, big shout out to you guys.
We can help out the Galaxians to do their have a successful drive coming up. I know me personally, I know the Outlaws are doing something. We're in the works. Not 100% sure what the final details. We have 3 things that we were trying to work with, but we'll come out with that at the end of the. We'll have a little segment for that. Any ACB plugs that you might have, Rudy? That's up to you guys. Jesse.
Sin paja también sin paja. AFCHA está rifando una playera. Si donas $10, puedes agarrar el número y no me acuerdo cuál es el Apple, no sé, vemos donde tienes que pagar los $10 y entras al sorteo de esa playera. Esa community.
Todos también está disponible el domingo at the drive itself. So, si no lo encuentras por internet, llega al estadio y está todo disponible. Y la última cosa, the last thing, just topping all of that off with the top donations coming from AFTRA and coming from Galaxians on top of the equipment. So again, if you bought a ticket, that's the key. If you bought a ticket from ACB for the LA Galaxy night at
and you still have it.
No, you don't need to have it. Listen, if you bought it, and you whoever bought it, though, like there has to be your name. Your name has to match our invoice name, or reach out to us way before, and you get your hat this weekend. It's taken a full year plus, but we finally got the hats, and we're trying to distribute them, trying to get them to your hands. Last thing for ACB, we also have last year's membership package that needs to be distributed, and we still got some jerseys to be distributed. All that we're trying to figure out places to distribute them. First thing we're getting on our hands is the hats, but I'm sure we'll follow up with the other stuff. One last thing too, happy hour for ACB and Galaxy fans in general. If you guys want to join, check out the socials. Happy hour numero 2 is happening next Friday, the 26th. RSP goes up on Monday, early next week. So make sure you RSP for that and join us for another happy hour. We'll be having some giveaways and more information.
Come hang out with us, especially if you're kind of worried about joining a supporter group. You kind of see what it's all about. We have a lot of good information coming up next Friday. So yeah, come hang out with us, have a couple of beers with us. We'll have some raffles going on. Like, you don't have to be part of ACB to come and join.
O sea que podemos estar ahí de metidos.
Vamos.
Yeah, everybody's welcome. Like, just come hang out with us. We got some good information coming up. So yeah, come kick it.
Come hang out. Yep. Have some drinks. Hang out with us.
Part of the Outlaws. We have our membership up.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody that has purchased it. We appreciate. eh, just like every other supporter group, all that money goes back to us to create new merch for banners, for paint, for shit that we need to try to get charity drives going on, give it back to the community.
Yeah.
All of that goes it doesn't come to us. It goes back to the group. It goes back to our community. Go back to the galaxy. Go back to you. Whether it's with tifos, whether it's through streamers, whether it's through banners, it all goes back to you guys. So we fucks with you guys that actually bought the membership with us. We appreciate you guys. Um, Actually, our friend is actually started doing them now. He hit me up like, "Hey, how many do we have?" I'm like, and I give him the number. Hey, we have about like 35. They're like, "Oh shit, let me start pressing these out." So
Yeah.
our membership is made by a Galaxy fan for a Galaxy fan. Um, so I know ACB is gonna come out in the future with their stuff. I know
yeah.
Galaxy come out with their stuff. I know Lars, if you're able to support them, I know I will. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fucking be there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, support them and help them out, and that money goes back to a good cause.
Yeah. It just supporting that, right? Like it's crucial right now to support somebody to a group that's been devoted and showing their energy and their passion, even without the memberships. Now with the memberships, let's make sure we support them because you want to see this community grow in the way it's been going. And again, Manny, and I told you this last time, you're the face of all us, and you've been doing a lot for this community online. So I'm there, and everybody else hop on board and support the Outlaws, support the G's community. This is what we're about.
I appreciate that. You want to send it out with like straight from the stands, Rudy?
I'm down. I'm down with
You
it.
used to that, baby. You used to that.
I'm
man.
down with that. I'm down with that. That being said, it's another episode of Community G, the show that supports the community Galaxy community. The show that supports the Galaxy community. I'm your stepping host.
Get the bus.
Oh, listen, I've been standing here and drinking for the last almost 2 hours. What do you expect me to do? I'm your stepping host, covering for my guy Kevin. Congratulations on your wedding. Kevin. I am Smarts on Twitter. I am Smarts on Twitch. I am Smarts on the gram.
Jesse.
Thank you guys for having me on. It was a good experience to come and hang out with you guys. So I appreciate the opportunity.
No te invitamos, veniste.
Where can people find you at, Jesse?
At Evil121 on Instagram and Twitter.
Chapin.
Y gracias por estar aquí. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Y congratulations for tomorrow.
Yep.
Espero que la pases bien. Gracias, Rudy, por estar aquí. Gracias a Jesse, too. Thanks, guys, for coming. And we had a good time. And you can find me in Instagram and Twitter at El Chapin87.
I thought it was CR7. I'm sorry, my bad. Wrong one.
No, hombre.
CH7. For me, I just want to give a big shout out to Kevin, being vice president of the Outlaws. I appreciate everything you do. Congratulations to you, Mirza. I hope you guys have a lifetime of happiness. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a big step for you guys' relationship. I wish you guys nothing but the best. And our family are here to support you guys, whatever you guys need. And thank you for Rudy for stepping in, for being a co-host and stepping in of that. We appreciate that. Jesse coming in, representing straight from the Strands Pro Clubs.
Let's go.
I love everybody's story. And if you guys want to be a part of the show or anything, like, just hit us up on the DM. Everybody's welcome. You know what I mean? This family is big. So
let's go.
All right. Sign us off, baby. We out.